Hail, adventurers! God, that almost made me cough. And welcome to the 9th episode of Dirty 20, the 3 hours and a bit of laughter, drama, and adventure that we call a D&D podcast.
Dirty!
Filthy!
It's just so filthy. Dirty.
I am your dungeon master for the evening, and today I'm joined by my colourful cast of characters, minus one dog, one bird, one child, and one stealthy archer character. Not really an archer. Just trying to make a
I just realised what a dog meant.
Yeah.
Oh, too soon.
So if you didn't hear, Ellie's not here today, but her wonderful brother Jack will be rolling for her. And I'm sure she'll have a few things
Hi
to
guys!
No,
That's her voice now.
Yeah.
It's that character.
Yeah.
Jack just
Yeah.
pops up.
say.
I'm in the game!
Jack's in the game.
Help!
No, it's just me, like with really shitty makeup, like a wig that doesn't fit and stuff like that.
Okay, so as you might be able to tell, I am on the tail end of illness today, so apologies in advance for the coughs and sneezes that are bound to happen.
Are you
But I
feeling a bit
needed
dirty,
my...
Ian?
Sorry?
You feeling a bit dirty, Ian?
I'm feeling a bit dirty.
I'm feeling a bit sickly.
Bit dirty and thicky on the inside.
I needed my fix of D&D today.
Yes,
So,
we do. We all need
the
it.
show goes on.
I just watched Lord of the Rings yesterday, I'm in the mood.
So just to clarify, for all intents and purposes, every single NPC has come down with a sudden cold overnight.
I'm ill as well, actually. So
Everyone is ill.
risk even
I'm just
Everyone
coming
is
off
ill.
risk
It's
is
that
ill.
winter time. Everyone is ill.
It's flu season in Sil City.
It's flu season. So in other news, today is likely to be the last episode of Dirty 20 until the new year. And at the moment, we're not sure on the exact date that we're going to start back. But I'm sure that we're all going to be dying to get back in as soon as possible.
Yes.
However, we are considering a Christmas one-shot next Sunday. So stay tuned in case we do that. But we don't know exactly what that might be. It could be Dungeons and Dragons. We were just discussing beforehand. Maybe it'll be Star Wars.
Maybe Star Wars. I'm going to have a look into it.
So we'll
Give you
see.
a break.
No, I would love to play for once. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. No further updates required.
From that maybe, yeah.
Okay. So I guess without further ado, let's get into today's episode of Dirty 20! Oh, fucking Christ. Last week on Dirty 20, it was a sombre time of many goodbyes. It began with your meeting with King Mayfly. Upon making your way to his private room, he told you that he had heard of your exploits. After some brief discussion, he offered you an opportunity to prove your skills to him by venturing back into the sewers and slaying a beast that had escaped from containment. With the possibility of future work, you took the job. Making your way back through the sewers, you happened upon a large room where the sewage all seemed to lead towards. Making your way in, you kept your eye out for the creature. All of a sudden, it launched itself from the sewage and began to attack. Summoning swarms of rats, the fight was intense, and the tide of battle kept changing. Unfortunately, Curry fell in the battle. Finally,
Fuck you, rats!
finally, Gaiac managed to defeat it by dealing a finishing blow, and the creature was dispatched. There was a moment of mourning before you collectively made your way back to King Mayfly's palace. However, upon arriving at the door, you noticed that Gaiac was not with you. Rusty rushed back to find him. Spotting him, the two bid a sombre farewell before Gaiac left up the steps. But not before giving Rusty a note to give to Aeria. He returned to the rest of you, now charging your way up to King Mayfly. Interrupting his meeting, King Mayfly was not pleased, and after a charged moment of tension, you came to a consensus. He congratulated you on your success and expressed sympathy for your friend. He proceeded to offer you further work in the form of taking out 2 underdog warehouses. He expressed this would be the beginning of a fruitful relationship, one that would see the underdogs taken out. After leaving through the upper building known as the Velvet Garden, each of you went your own separate ways. Aeria to send a letter, Thrisk to bury Curry, Kensei to see Kyoko, and the rest directly back to the Early Hound. Later that evening, Garvin and his wife came to collect the boy whom you had been travelling with for the better part of the week, and with one final goodbye, he too was gone. After a sombre night of drinking, likely a final meal, and a little talking, all of you found your way back to a restless night's sleep. The light breeze of morning causes the warm wooden window frames to creak gently. Backed by the early bustle of the city, a thin layer of frost tracing across the glass makes the light dance along the wall opposite, occasionally flashing your eyes with light, which begins to stir you. As you open your eyes and begin to return to the waking world, your bodies ache from yesterday's activities. As you pull yourselves up, dress, and collect your belongings, what would you like to do?
I would like to make my way
Downtown, walking
fast. I'd like to make my way out down out from my room, down into the main bar.
Okay. You make your way down the steps into the main tavern room. It's fairly busy in there. Groups of people sat around tables having warm, delicious looking breakfasts, meats, eggs, soups, all sorts. Looks hearty, looks delicious. Not quite rammed, not quite impossible to find a table. No one's rushing around, but there's life in the tavern this morning. The doors are open, the breeze coming through, smell of salt water in the air, fresh air. Chilled and cool, but refreshing. What about the rest of you?
I guess I'm waking up with a massive hangover.
You are
Because I
got a
just-
real ache in your head.
And I just slowly make my way downstairs, just hungover as hell, pretty much. Just stagger downstairs.
You stagger your way downstairs and come to the same view.
Just,
Roughly the same time as this.
just sit down on the bar and just put my head in my hands, just
Okay.
regretting drinking last night.
Did you sleep?
I think so. It's hard to say when you're drunk. Are the others up yet?
I haven't seen them, no.
I didn't see you coming last night.
It's because I didn't want to drink. And I was elsewhere, let's say.
Was it to do with Curry?
Yes. I found something out, Alistair.
You found something out?
Yes. Something that has give me clarity.
Well, that makes one of us.
My master. He's dead.
Oh, shit.
But he lives on in the never-ending hunting grounds.
Are you able to contact him?
One day I will return to him. I look forward to this day.
But hopefully not any day soon.
No, no. I have things to do. Lots of things to do.
Don't we all?
At this point, you can see Dara coming down the stairs as well. Dressed up in a long, let's say, like a nice cyan cloak, robe sort of thing, silky, tied up with a little bow, and just walks over to you. I've got some things I'm going to be doing today.
Not going to see that Hiram man, are you?
No.
Well, if you do, tell him his letters don't travel very well. They do travel well, but tell them they don't travel as well as they're supposed to.
I'm not going to burn any bridges over you, unfortunately, Thrisk.
Sorry, what's this about?
Hiram.
Never mind. Don't ask.
Was this when his toe was bleeding?
Like I said, don't ask.
His crows.
It's a long story and I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a couple of things today.
Out of the city?
Presumably you'll be here tonight.
What are you doing?
No, in the city. Well, I think
I don't
a
think
woman's
it's our point to
business is
ask.
her own business. I don't ask what you do in the sewers.
Don't.
I can tell you.
Don't.
I don't want to know. You're missing my point, Thrisk.
Well,
I just have some shopping that I wish to do, and perhaps playing in a couple of taverns around town, learning some whispers. I don't really want to get involved in destroying warehouses. It's not really my thing.
I'm
But
getting
I
my
thought-
city legs now.
I can see. Yes. Perhaps you better put some shoes on first.
Shoes, we don't do shoes.
No, I didn't think so.
We were going.
Anywho, I thought that my skills might be better suited in finding some whispers.
that's smart. You.
Yes, I think so.
That's very humble. Well,
I thought
if
you
you
knew that
hear,
already.
if you
I
hear
was
anything
just getting
else,
up.
yes, if you hear anything else, make sure to let us know. And I
will
guess
do.
we'll be meeting back here.
Yes,
when
and
we
I'll
do
see
our
you here tonight
things.
then.
I'll tell the
Anyway-
others.
Sorry?
I'll tell the others.
Okay. Sure.
Such a dick!
Such a
You're such a dick.
What about you two? So you're going for a drink, so we'll go. We'll jump to you first.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I don't think it's anything special in the morning. God, I'm upset. I missed that.
Should have fucking said I was going down. Yeah, I guess I'll just like, I'll get up out of bed and like start putting my like kimono on and all that shit. Put my swords on, and I'll go downstairs.
You have that daily familiar sting that you, which kind of seizes you for a second, for just a split second as it passes.
I guess I'll see you coming down the stairs and I'll just give you a little wave. As my head's in my hand, one head in hand, one just waving.
Are you trying to swat a fly? What is this?
I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just. Yes, I'm just.
Can't say. The moth is dead.
No, not.
The moth.
His master.
My master moth.
Oh, a person called the moth. Okay.
No, he's not called moth.
He turns into a moth and flies in his ear.
His name was Villiak.
He's dead, basically.
Things are so complicated here on the mainland.
I communed with him.
Okay.
I don't know how. Oh, I don't know how I did all of it, to be honest, but I did it, and I communed with him. I want to stay.
So, if I may plot this out in my head, your master, called Moth, who
Vilyak.
isn't a moth, who is really called Vilyak, who called in your ear to tell you things, is now dead, but you spoke with him?
Exactly.
I miss alcohol so much.
Nothing. This is how we communicate in Zeros. You need to come to Zeros. Maybe we can bury him. I hope the crocodiles didn't eat him.
Do the crocodiles just have free range?
Complex political system.
I also think there's no political system.
There is. That's why we have to keep them away from each other. Now they're just going to eat everything.
Right, so your master was the only thing stopping them from eating everything.
He was the moth.
I look at Zen and I just go, what?
You can't see my expression, but I'm pretty sure you can see it.
At this moment, I walk down the stairs and just look at everyone who are all confused, like looking around the room.
Hi Rusty, his master's dead, and he talked to him.
I talked to him.
Great.
He didn't say hello to you.
No.
Somehow
I just give you the same look I give Kento, just like.
Somehow the story has gotten progressively more complicated depending on who you're telling it to.
But I'm sure he's seen all of you. He knows what I'm doing. He gave me a task.
So he's watching over us, basically.
I think so. Maybe.
Oh, morning. Aria walks down the steps
That was good.
over to the bar.
You alright?
Yes.
Why you look tired?
Oh, no.
Irish.
Imposter!
Where that came from?
It's a Doppler, get it?
It's been a long night.
I noticed the kid is no longer here.
Wow, you really were drunk.
Well, yes, I can't remember anything other than the first sip.
What did you do with the child?
Well, are you looking at me? Did you ask that at me? Or
Irvin came back and we gave him gave the kid to him.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
When I came back,
He is
Of
clearly
course you
more,
weren't here then.
you're all
he
asleep.
had a clearly far more capable wife named Beatrice.
Oh, good. I'll miss finding worms in his ears.
Yes, he was cute, wasn't he?
You fished worms out of his ears? Okay. I've learned more about you in the last 10 minutes than I ever thought it helped to know, Chris.
It's too early for this.
Like I said, I'm getting my city legs.
Yes, okay.
Takes time. My master said it takes time, and it took time.
So you're not going to wild shape him into any taverns then?
Yes, that would be bad.
We're in a tavern now.
No. Risk.
Okay.
At this point, you can see that the innkeep, whose name Arthur, that was it? Arthur walks up. Morning, boys!
Jesus Christ.
Lady,
Morning.
can I get you breakfast
Oh,
this
yeah.
morning?
By the way,
Oh,
Daira.
sorry, you're a bit worse for wear.
Yes, what was that you gave me last night?
His whispering voice is there.
To be honest, You were mixing a lot of your drinks.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
did tell you not to, but you did it all the same.
yes, and you seem to not notice.
I think he just wants, your money. So he's not going to tell you.
Anyway, Daira is out at the moment.
Going to see the
whispers.
bird man. Not the bird.
She's listening to whispers, basically, is what she said she was going to do. So if she finds anything useful, she'll report back to us here.
Good.
Now, do you have any hangover cures?
A hearty breakfast.
Yes, I'll have that then.
That's
I put my hand on my head again.
5 silver.
Fucking I have exactly 5 silver.
What, only?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've got 1 gold and 5 silver.
What?
I spent it.
What?
How did you
spend all that money on?
Well, we haven't sold the ruby yet, so I'm guessing.
Oh,
Because I've.
Thought you had more.
All I have is gold. I don't have silver. I just got a worm.
We don't trade in worms here, unfortunately.
Here's 5 silver, and I give it to him.
Thank you.
If Kayak was here, he'd...
Anyone else? Meal for the morning?
how much for 5?
For 5?
5 meals.
For everyone.
5 meals?
I forgot my voice.
25.
25 silver.
25 silver.
Is that 1?
5 gold. Wait, 5 silver each.
What is that?
5 silver. 5
Okay.
silver per
Oh.
meal. Essentially.
Oh,
How much
It's
silver?
like,
how much silver and
like
gold?
slabs of meat, vegetables, steamed vegetables, all sorts.
How much silver and gold?
10 silver per gold.
So it's 2 silver and a half.
Yeah, 2 gold, 5 silver, essentially.
So I give 2 gold. And then like indicate.
Excellent.
everyone.
We'll be with you as soon as it can be.
Thank you very much.
Any of you allergic to anything?
Ah,
I don't
No.
know.
Good. Just hands off.
Yeah.
Hands off and out, like squeezes through a small pops his like big old arms through the door, is struggling to
Oh,
get
yeah,
through.
he's bloody massive,
He's
isn't he?
huge.
New allergen regulations Duncan's enforcing.
oh. So this King Mayfly. What do you guys think of doing this job for him?
Well, I like the idea of not killing anyone. And also like the idea that it's not against innocent people, it's against people that are just as bad as him. So, I guess if I were to stretch my moral code, it would be fine to do that.
What do we think about Mayfly
Himself.
in general?
I've seen men like him before, and you can't trust him. But I believe that at the moment, if it's a choice between him and the Hound, he is the lesser evil.
He says that we're getting gold, but what am I going to do with gold? And he says I'm going to gain his trust, but I don't know if I can trust him myself.
Well, at the moment all we can take is his word, and that we do have his trust. But we'll just have to wait and find out.
Yes, maybe we do this job. See what happens from there.
Yes, I guess.
I would also appreciate if we can get some more solid closure on helping Kyoko with his problem. I feel that helping the Mayfly overthrow the Underdogs is probably the best route to go about that.
He did say he'd see what he could do.
What about you, Aria?
I like him. He's mysterious. Like me.
But would you trust him?
I don't trust anybody.
God, that's eerily like her. It's weird.
Yeah. It's really weird. Well, I guess we just do this one mission and go from there.
Okay, I will trust you to trust him.
Sorry, what?
I'm trusting you
Fair
with
enough.
my trust.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, I understand. It's the first thing I actually do understand today, but yes.
What's the plan?
Well, first we have to get rid of this hangover that I've got, and then
Step 1.
yes, and then I guess we go to the tavern that he said.
One problem. Myself and Thrisk might not be a good idea to go back with you. I'm rather distinctive, and
Yes.
Thrisk will most certainly be remembered.
Yes, yes.
Oh, maybe I should disguise myself
Not
as a
here.
snake.
Not here.
No.
Not now.
No.
Ari just laughs.
Mm. Is there anything else you guys can do while...
Frog.
Come again?
I could be a frog. They wouldn't recognize me as a frog. They'd only recognize me as a snake and me. So
I think to them a snake is a snake. Anyway.
Yes, I don't think they would think it's the same snake that was a little person.
I don't think it's the snake they would recognize, Thrisk.
what is it they recognize me now? Then I have to change.
Yes,
Okay.
just change into what you want.
Preferably out.
Yes,
of sight.
preferably out of sight of anyone.
This isn't exactly the woods. I can't just go behind a tree.
I shout to Arthur. Arthur, is there perhaps a
Yes!
is there perhaps a place where your patrons relieve their vows?
Yes, it's the door on the right.
There you go.
Have you not had a shit when you've been here?
Oh, he's very good at holding it in.
I go out.
Have none of you had a shit when you've been... If you've shit in the room, I will charge you double.
We're getting this for free.
No, you've already paid. What are you talking about getting it for
We've
free?
got the rooms for free.
No,
No,
you
we-
didn't. You paid.
Oh shit, yeah.
Deal. Did you get it?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ. Sorry, I'm back.
Yes, room on the right.
Yes, I'll go in there and relieve myself.
Good for you.
I'll whisper the Thrisk. Jesus, we're gonna die from that fucking joke. I'll whisper to you before you go off. I'll be whispering in your ear.
Try to turn into something small, preferably like a mouse or something that we could easily sneak in.
That can fit into one of our pockets.
Yes.
Wait, where are you putting me?
Maybe Alistair can put you in his pocket or something.
Or maybe my bag.
So are we going to the warehouse now?
The tavern. That's we were in. We'll need to find you a disguise as well.
Can't remember. What were we talking? I can't remember.
We were told that a good place to
Sickly Owl.
would be
Yeah.
Sickly Owl.
Okay.
But we weren't there before and caused a bit of a ruckus when we
Oh,
just
yeah,
turned
okay.
to snake.
Okay.
Yes, I think people like me and Aria and would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, well, you've got to mask. You're the person that caused a ruckus, and are there Dragonborn in the city? Like quite a few Dragonborn.
No, none.
And
He's the only Dragon Ball.
you're the only Dragonborn that I've seen, so you might need a disguise as well.
I'll think of something.
Perhaps I should maintain watch outside in case any familiar faces like what's his name?
Have I seen any lizard folk in the town?
Yeah, there's a couple.
I've not really spoken to any lizard folk yet. I've not gone over to them.
Perhaps
Chat
I should
with him.
maintain watch in In case familiar faces like Fenric's return.
Oh,
Yes, I
shit,
guess.
Yeah, we let him go, didn't we?
Yes, I think that's good. You guys should keep watch. Alright, I guess we'll head off after breakfast then.
No. We struggled with the fight against that creature before. Are we all sure we're ready?
We've taken a long rest since then, haven't we?
Good to know. Good to know.
Sleep is good.
Yeah.
That's what my problem was. Shit.
We haven't eaten yet, have we? Or,
No. So as you say that, a waitress comes out, shoulder
Arthur
length,
seems like a
messy
policeman, yeah.
brunette hair, soft features, and hands like these almost like medium-sized platters of food and meat, steamed vegetables, a little bowl with some soup in it, and some bread, and a little ceramic dish with a little slice of butter on it.
I'm just thinking
Fixed
Monster
with
Hunter.
knife and forks and spoon, and places it in front of. And she's got like 5 of these things on her arms and like.
how palatable would it be for an amphibian?
You don't.
I'd say it's fine.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
I've had no complaints from the rest of the.
You've had amphibians coming in here eating your food, yes?
Then she just looks at the other lizard folk eating the food. And
Oh, no, I don't mean them. I mean frogs.
Arthur! And she just kind of walks off.
I have to be sure if I'm going to change.
You don't need to change now.
You told me to change now.
Right now.
Right now.
No, not right now.
Okay.
Not yet.
I'll eat it now.
Yes. Do that.
Oh, I feel like we're dealing with what Aria and Dara usually have to deal with.
Yeah.
I just got a familiar
Now
look
it's
on
just
her
like,
face, just like
the dude session. It completely. There's no direction. It's Every D&D group needs a female in it to be able to actually get stuff done. Is that sexist? Who knows?
No, because it's a
Only the
compliment.
internet can. Yeah, but
It's the
it's the internet. Everyone finds a way of being upset by something. Anyway, let's continue.
Much.
So you eat the rest of your meals feeling full and satisfied with it. It has sated your appetite, along with any kind of beverage that you had it accompanied with. So it's about. Let me just check. It's about 10 a.m. now, coming up to midday. The sound outside is getting a little bit louder as more people come out to venture off to all sorts of different work. Carriages moving through, and you can see through the window of the tavern itself just carts, wagons, carriages, all going through the streets. Even though you're kind of in more of a gardeny area, the tavern is situated in almost like a garden of sorts within a cluster of buildings, but you can see through alleyways and of distant buildings, just things moving through. And you finish your breakfast and feel ready for the ability to set out on your journey for the day.
Yeah, are we going out? Are we going straight to
Yes,
the...
I guess, unless anyone that wants to do anything first.
I don't think so.
To the tavern.
Wait. You need to change into a frog.
I'm sure you want to do that because you absolutely can.
Oh.
I've
But
got-
the journey
I've
there
got
will
the-
definitely take about part of 40
Yeah.
hours. 40 hours, 40 minutes. 40
Jesus
minutes. 40 minutes.
40 hours!
So I was
That's a
thinking-
big
I was
city.
thinking of like 40 minutes to an hour. 40 minutes to an hour.
No,
So
I was about to say that in character, yeah.
It's,
I-
I've got the brooch on, by the way.
Yes, okay.
I am going to go there like in my skin.
So you're not going the wild shape.
In my scales.
So you're not going the wild shape.
No. I'll do it there.
Sure. Sure.
Come on, let's go.
Is the blacksmith
Run out the door.
Is the blacksmith on the way there?
It is. It's a little out the way.
It's near the
But you
Stinks,
could go
isn't it?
round through the market and trace your way back round. So you're here. The sickly owl is there, so you
I
could
think-
make
yeah,
your way
again,
through here,
Probably best I don't go
but
in
or
here
you could
because
cut your way
it's
through the
not
market,
right.
and the
Yeah,
blacksmith
get some
is
people.
here.
But
I'm the same.
And number 8.
I'm -1.
oh god, he's the best talker after Al.
What's this? What's talking again?
He's the best charisma.
+3.
Probably best. You got it.
Alright, okay.
My charisma's in the
Uh,
best words.
I just need to stop by the blacksmith's on the way there. You guys can make whatever route you feel necessary. I just need to check on something.
Okay.
And I just separate from the group and walk to the blacksmith's.
So you guys make your way towards the
Yeah,
sickly
we'll-
elf, or just dip to you at the blacksmith's. So you make your way through the market, through Market Street, up into the main market itself, which is now thriving with activity. Stalls up again. The smell of like roasted chestnuts and other kind of wintry seeming smells, like cinnamon, all sorts. Seems like it seems like the smell of festivities. And you approach the stone brick building that stands out amongst the rest with no doorway, and you make your way inside. And the blacksmith, bald head, tattooed pattern.
What's his name again?
Marcus, I think.
Market.
You know,
I think I've got it down.
Marcus, yeah.
is sorting through some crates, and you can see him moving like spears around inside this crate when he sees that you have
Marcus, yeah.
entered, and turns
The
around.
blacksmith we went to last time.
Morning.
Morning. I have a sort of strange request, and I put out the dagger, and he's like, "You see this dagger? I've got. It's just a plain normal dagger.
Right.
I want to get it modified for a friend of mine,
Modified high.
and I've got a sheet of paper of the design that I messaged you.
So I presume you're asking if I can do this for you.
Yes.
I can.
How much?
Well, like I said to you, at the moment I'm backed up with work for the army. So doing stuff it's a back burner, if I'm honest.
Right.
It's one of those it'll take me a while to get around to 2 weeks to even see to it, and even then, looking at the design, at least 3-4 days. Doesn't need to be reforged, I don't think.
No,
That's an estimation.
It doesn't matter how long. I just want to know if you're able to do it.
I can do it.
Yes. Do you know how much it ought to be?
Jeez. But it's not too complicated. And the biggest factor here is the fact that I've got other work to do.
It's fine.
So you're looking at about 80 gold.
Any gold? It'll be like
80, by the
80.
way.
Yeah. I take the dagger back and be like, when I get 80 gold, I'll come around and you can start your work whenever you feel you can.
Excellent. Well, if I fulfill my orders and things get a little bit easier, and perhaps that price will go down, but unfortunately that's the best I can offer you at the moment. But if you need anything else, you know where to get the best swords in Skull City.
And I just tap my armor. And armor as well.
And armour as well.
Right, let me catch up with the rest. I'll catch up with you about the dagger thing later.
Right. See you later then, mate.
See you.
Enjoy your day.
No. Walk up to connect.
Okay.
Back to where you
So
guys.
you might walk around the market. So you've got to look about 10-15 minutes as you kind of approach the sickly Earl before Alistair will end up meeting with you. Is there anything you want to do as you approach this decrepit-looking building in part of the Stinks and / Iron Town of Sill City, the kind of decaying part of the city, the slums, as it were.
I guess we'll be trying our best to try and find a place, like a secluded spot where you can transform. Like as secluded as possible, like in an alleyway or something.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Perception on the thing. Let's set the tone of the game here, guys, with a big old 1.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, it's like, I'm putting my expectations low so that
I'm
they can't be done.
I'm going to back you up on perception.
That's not bad. That's not bad. The first one was
Natural 20.
Yeah, I'll take that.
No way.
Natural 20. I got natural 20.
I rolled a 14.
No way. Oh wow. Bloody hell. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a 25.
25.
Yeah.
Do you even need my one after that? No.
No.
Yeah.
I kind of knocked yours and turned yours into a 4.
It was like, get out of the way.
Move out of the way for the natural 20. I like these guys.
What's that song
they're
we're playing?
quite
Magical.
Okay, that's right. I was just doing. Never mind. So you find an alleyway that there are plenty of alleyways. There are no snakes. A very squash-looking rat though, with its intestines across the. Quite a lot of dead rats, actually, to be honest with you.
That's not
More dead rats.
Quite a lot of dead rats now that you're looking around.
Yeah.
You've got a +5 to perception as well. It's 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah. What else do I see?
A lot of dead rats. A lot of dead rats. Especially when you kind of glancing down these alleyways.
On the way out of the city, Gaiac took his revenge.
But you do actually find an alleyway that you think is very, very well concealed. Like kind of goes in, dips in a little bit before continuing down. So it looks like it completely blocks line of sight into the road. As you glance down other ones, you can see shifty individuals. You're kind of glad you didn't, like you spotted them and didn't go down that one because
that would have been could have been bad.
Probably would have been wrong.
Val-Aeria, you see all these rats.
After our recent encounters with rats, I would double check these.
This is making me want to turn into a rat and find out what's going on. I think I need to be a rat. I think we need to know.
Okay, I've just seen your thing.
This may be a strange question to ask, but you're a strange man, Thrisk, and I feel I need to ask it. Can you talk to dead rats?
Do you think I'm a necromancer? I'm not a necromancer.
I don't understand how any of this works.
I don't summon things up and start talking to them. I may have talked to my dead moth, but that is different, okay?
It is?
Very different, yes.
Apparently.
He's passed over. He's in the never-ending hunting grounds with a leash. Rats.
Scurrying around the little shits.
What I will say, by the way, is as you've been making your way up towards the tavern, you had spotted a number of guards kind of looking over at different groups of people, some interviewing, like basically stop searching. You managed to avoid it for the most part, and when you got into the Stinks, it was particularly like double guarded. A lot more guards now, but thanks to your perception, you kind of see them in, like when they're coming, and manage to avoid them and get into this alley. But you can see that they're clearly on the lookout for someone or some people or something.
Okay, so give me just watch this entrance. Watch the entrance. I don't want anyone coming in. Watching. Okay.
Here I go.
I forgot how loud it is.
And I'm
I
not.
just like
I'm not a frog. I'm a little spider. I'm a spider. Anyway.
Wait, you're going to turn it into a rat and now you turn it into a spider?
Yeah.
You're a spider.
Yeah.
did it like
You have
change?
half a hit point.
Yeah, 1 hit point.
Did you change? Did like Thriss change his mind halfway through? So it was like some horrific spider
Spider
rat
rat,
hybrid
yeah.
for like half a second.
I don't think I can turn into a rat. I don't
You
think.
can turn it
Can I turn a rat?
I think so.
Oh, really?
I thought. Yeah.
I thought it
The
sounded
circle
like
of the moon, you can turn
Maybe
into
not.
any
You
shit.
should
Like,
be able to do that.
Listen,
Does that pick you up?
I'm on Rusty's shoulder. Little spider.
You hear the metal footsteps coming towards the alleyway.
August.
Thrisk was screaming
I'm
loudly.
gonna do this. I'm gonna turn to Alistair and be like, I'm very sorry about this.
I'm not here.
Oh, you're not? Oh, you're not, are you?
He's not
Okay.
here yet.
I turn to you and go,
careful.
I'm very sorry about this, and I punch you in the gut. And to like
Shit,
make to
okay.
wind you and make you bend over and like, that's it, get it all out.
What, as they're coming around?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
about
so
three armed individual come round in like the
Climbing back.
black and yellow armour with the upside down squid on it. Shield, spear with quite clearly a sword of some kind in a sheath, probably a long sword. Come over to the alleyway. What's going on here?
Oh, my friend here. I'm trying not to turn round while I'm doing it. I'm just like acting like I'm taking care of Rusty, like he's just like thrown up or something. My friend had a little too much to drink yesterday. He said he's still trying to work through it.
Roll me persuasion or performance.
God, I think they're both terrible.
Fine.
I come back and you guys are just arrested.
Well, it's all up to you now. Oh god.
What skill is?
Oh god, definitely not performance. Persuasion it is. Oh, that's not terrible. 17.
17. Yeah, we'll get him home. We don't want you clothing up the alleys. To expect.
Oh, of course, I'll get him home as soon as possible.
Keep an eye out. There's witches around.
As you say that,
Yes,
I
which
lift
is-
up a little leg.
Hey, rat!
It's a spider.
Yeah.
And all three of them kind of leave, and you hear them walk away.
God, that was lucky.
I give you a punch on the arm and I go, thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
As they're walking
Uh,
away.
As you start to head down into the stinks and through, you also kind of spot some guards, and you see 3 guards leaving an alleyway, muttering amongst themselves, kind of past you. One gives you a glance.
My strength's gone up as well, so that probably hurt a bit more.
Doesn't seem interested. Don't seem to fit the description. Then walks off. Then continue down the street. Hear them laugh a little bit. Talk.
And I look down the alleyway. And I guess
You don't see them. They're not there.
are you guys?
Wait, what?
You're behind the
Oh,
cover
yeah.
of the alley.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I go to them. Yeah.
Well, roll me a perception check. We'll play it like that.
Is that 16?
Yeah.
There's a 16.
All 3 of you roll stealth, I guess.
Oh, I got +4 to
Like
myself.
16
Just to see
plus-
how like careful you are being.
I'm
behind.
sorry I have to keep doing this. It's not being
19.
phone. 8. Stealth.
With my modifier, it's 19.
19.
Mm.
Who is this for?
Another natural
You.
20.
Another natural 20.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do get disadvantage because I am heavily armoured.
Oh, yes.
So,
Yeah.
that I did think that was a little too good to be true.
If this rolled another nat 20, that'd just be insane.
No, that would be a 13.
There
You
go.
just blink like in space for a minute, just disappear
Yeah.
for a second.
Oh, okay, I'm
gonna
back.
say that Aria was with you as well. Yes, with you.
That's her 20.
We rolled
That's
her.
what 20 was.
That was the 24.
She's like what, +5 or something?
Plus
To-
seven.
Some insane shit. Yeah.
Plus
So
7.
she's like, I don't know, up way in the 20s.
Yeah.
You can see one of them, maybe 2 of them, and yeah, they're there.
Right, wait, where's Frisk?
He's on my shoulder.
Oh, right, fair enough. Right, so I guess we're heading to Sickly Ale now.
Well, you 3 are. I'm standing outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys heading towards the Sickly Ale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you now having gathered back together, head further up the street out the alleyway, spotting more shady individuals as you get closer and closer towards this shady spot. After a couple of minutes walk, you arrive outside the door of the Sickly Ale, hearing the noise and rabble from the inside. How close are you getting, and what would you like to do?
I think we're gonna are we just gonna go straight in?
Perhaps if we're trying to find information on the Underdogs, try to see if you can find who I was sitting at, where Fenris was sitting last time.
I'll
That would be
take off the
most-
brooch.
Okay.
That would be the most logical course of action.
I can't remember where he was sitting, so you're gonna have to show me where. Or
Do I remember? It was like somewhere at the back on
You
the
could probably remember.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
general knowledge of space awareness.
Yeah. I described
I remember.
it was like at the back of their booth, wasn't it? They were in, yeah. It was around the back of the inn, around the private booth.
alright. Me and you, Frisk going in.
What are you?
I think is that right?
Yeah, I
Or
think
she's
Aria's
staying
coming in as well.
Yeah, Aria will go in.
Yeah, it's just you because of your mask.
I'm very distinctive.
Yes.
I can't wait.
So as you kind of get to the door, you can see this stained, torn piece of paper that's stuck onto the door with a knife, which just has terribly spelt on it as well. It just says, "No witches, welcome."
What's the pariah?
miss?
Absolutely.
You just
pariah.
like, is it like really badly spelled as well, like witches with a Y or something like that?
Yes,
witches.
yes.
No, it's
And
the other
it-
witch.
It's WELCUN.
Nice.
Oh man.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess
we're going in.
just walk in.
Let's go in.
Good luck, man.
I'm gonna go straight to the bar and try and look a bit, anonymous as much as I can.
I put up my hood as I walk in and go to around the area of the booth that he was in last. That we last saw him.
I'm going to crawl off of Rusty
Yeah, cool.
and I'm going to
Put
crawl
my
up, crawl under the
arm on
bar.
the bar.
Yeah, crawl under the bar.
Ah, spider!
Oh shit! Yeah, that can happen. Pop me on the bar. I'm getting up on the bar.
Okay.
Let's
Roll me
see.
stealth, and I'll come to it. Just try to deal.
Bollocks.
Don't you get advantage because you're a tiny spider?
Do I get an advantage?
Yeah. No, but you get a bigger bonus.
Yeah, I do. It's only 4 though. 12. It's 12.
Oh
God, that's not good enough.
So do we not know where the places are?
We
Is
don't
that
know.
where
We don't know where the warehouses are.
We don't know where they are, and we've also been told that we've got to do it non-violently, not
Yeah,
non-lethally, and
Okay.
we've got a bonus if we find anything about the hound.
Okay.
Wait, do we know the underdog? Do we know the underdog symbol? Do they have like
They just
like
have
a dog
tattoos.
howling.
Yeah, they had like a tattoo.
Can I use precipitation to make myself look like a bottle?
I'd say you can create a symbol appear.
I don't do it, but I have it ready, like on my sleeve here.
Okay,
So
you've already- have you
if I want to
create-
show it to someone, I use it and like, the symbol of the underdogs.
Okay.
So it's not there yet. It's just I'm ready to cast it there.
Okay. Sure. Just to be aware, it obviously requires you to do some kind of like physical and verbal component to it, so there's a chance people will see you casting a spell. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Meta-wise. Okay. So you head up towards the bar, pushing past people. It's not nowhere near as busy as it was last time. It's definitely busy.
Scare a few people away.
But there's a lot more space in the room. The tables are mostly taken up. There's a couple of spare ones. The most broken of them are unseated and left unused. Bar is maybe about 2 people deep. Some of them aren't even waiting to order. They're stood there drinking, conversing, flirting with the barmaids behind. It's rowdy. It's stinky, as it always seems to be, and a real smell of damp this time. So, pushing your way past up towards the bar, putting your arm down to let Thrisk off. You put your hand in like a puddle of some kind of liquid. It's sticky and stinky. Who knows what it is? Probably stale ale. Maybe urine. Who knows? It all tastes and smells the same. This place is a fucking shithole. So, you're at the bar. You crawl off. What would you like to do as you're at the bar?
Can I just have a scan of the room? Like,
Sure, roll me a perception check.
Let's see if there's any people. Oh yeah. 21.
21? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Looking for people who look like they're part of that group, what they call the Underdogs.
So you reckon...
Or any shady characters.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone looks shady.
Okay.
And they seem to be clustered into groups, which you kind of are assuming maybe are smaller gangs that have got their own areas within the tavern.
Yeah.
And kind of like how in the city there are different territories,
Yeah.
there are territories of places within this
Yeah.
within this pub. You can even see that maybe when someone steps over into another gang's area, like someone will be like, "Nah, mate," and there's a little bit of a square off, and then they can separate.
Okay.
So you kind of get this gut feeling that maybe being aware of that. In terms of people from that gang, I'm going to say that you spot someone walking just as they open the door to a back room, and they're wearing like a torn leather, almost vest. Not a vest, it's armour, but it's like it's got its sleeves torn off, furs, and on the back of the shoulder is this howling dog.
And where have they gone?
They've just gone into a back. They've gone into they've gone through a door that's along the wall of where the bar is, but it's not behind the bar. But they seem to have gone in.
So
they kind of looked past us as they went in.
I'm
You
gonna
just see them go through.
crawl.
Okay, you're on the bar now.
Yeah, I'm on the bar. Can I see that? Where can I see?
Well, first of all, what was your stealth again?
12.
Okay. Give me a second. I have to check something.
And I'm
But roll me a
damaged.
perception check to see if you can see that.
This is the last thing you see before.
Oh.
Dice?
Oh, nervous rolling.
Oh, got it. And cocked as well.
Good. Nice. That is a 22.
Yes, you see it as well.
I'm gonna
and
crawl
you
that
kind
way
of.
towards the wall.
So a couple of people might just glance and notice you, but they're like, this place is a fucking shithole anyway, so
Right,
they
yeah.
kind of just ignore it. And you, where would you like to go? Where would you like
When I
to go?
crawl, you said there's a wall. There's a connector to the bar which goes that way.
Yeah, so there's
I'm
the
gonna-
bar, then there's the back wall with all like the bottles of spirits and other probably
Yeah.
illegal, illicit things.
We're crawling on that wall.
So along that wall.
We're crawling on that wall
Okay.
over to that door on the wall, like quite high up on the wall, if possible.
Okay. Cool. You see another bigger spider in the corner,
Oh.
but it just kind of sits there. Doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it notices you, but it just kind of doesn't do anything.
We've gone into another game's
Uh,
area.
Yeah, this is cool. I
There's a spider at me.
Hold on a second. You guys didn't learn about the spider gang. Their territory is the ceiling.
Yo, this is brown spider territory. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, so I see this other spider, and I kind of look up to it, and then can I make it to through that door that they went through? Like, or did it close?
So you crawl across to the door. Roll me an investigation check, and then we'll
Oh,
and
Jesus
then
Christ!
we'll have a look at what might be going on.
Nat 20.
No fucking way! Again! Yo, I thought this was gonna end when Sam went.
No, it's these dice, it's these magical dice.
Wish it
So 25 of it is
His
wait.
parting gift to us.
Investigation was I wasn't proficient in that, but that is wisdom, isn't it?
It's intelligence.
Oh, okay, so that would be a probably. I think I was a 20. I think I might be +1.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Nat 21.
It's more than enough. So you find a crack in the door where,
I can pass through.
because the door and pretty much everything in here is falling apart. There's cracks and everything, and you manage to squeeze through the crack in the door. I'm going to cut to you. So
Is
you're,
there a-
you're entering the room. You see Rusty go up to the bar.
I transform.
Did I see the?
Have you rolled a perception?
No.
Okay, yeah, roll me a perception then.
15.
50?
15.
And you're looking for... Are you looking in general for something, or are you looking for them in the booth?
Them.
Okay. So you glance across, you
Spin
can
your
see
message
there are
on my
definitely
web.
people in the booth.
Charlotte's Web type thing.
Yeah.
Did I see
You
the?
don't recognise them from when you came in before. And there's nothing distinctive that you can see at the moment that indicates that they are part of that gang.
Did I see the door? No.
No. Because you came in, your instinct is looking over there, because that's what you came in to do. So you happen to just miss the thing with the door.
Is there like
It's quite busy as well.
a quiet secluded, like a quiet area, like a bathroom or like a secluded spot in the corner that I can go off to, so I won't be seen?
There are a couple other doors.
None of them labelled.
None of them are labelled.
Okay.
So there's the one that that's on the side of the bar, and there's two right next to each other on the other side of the room. So basically on the wall to your left, but at the far end.
Can I get a time check? How
Time
long has it
check.
been? Yeah, how long has it been?
Since you transformed, like maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's alright.
I'm gonna.
Well, a couple of minutes to get there.
Maybe
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, I thought it was about 10.
Is there an empty booth
Uh,
that I can just seclude myself in for a bit?
There isn't an empty booth. There are empty tables with stalls around that are kind of in the corners of the room.
So like no one's like watching me or.
You don't necessarily feel confident enough to assume that they won't look at you.
I
but they
go
are
to the
in-
one that's like the furthest away from
Okay,
everyone else.
yeah. So you head over to that table.
Sit down, arm under the table, and just silently cast Prestidigitation on
Okay, nice. Roll me a.
sleight of hand.
It is sleight of hand because it's the hand motion. It's also verbal. So the sleight of hand, I'll say you can get away with the sleight of hand because it's under the table.
Would it be performance?
I'd say. Sure. Actually, yeah. You
Would
could,
I
you
get
could
the
do that.
advantage on it?
No,
Okay.
because you're not doing what the thing is.
That's 12.
12?
Yes.
Okay. If anyone hears you, they don't seem to bring it up immediately, but people are obviously looking at this lone person in a dark robe sat at
I cough a bit and then I stand up. I see where Rusty is and I go over there.
Okay, you head over to the bar. So, outside, what are you doing? The guys have just headed into the bar. You're now outside in the mid-morning light in front of this dodgy bar.
Since we know this is clearly an Underdogs hangout, I'm gonna see if I can find anywhere outside the building and look for the symbol of the Underdogs. Like, see if there's any like secret passages or anything like that.
Okay.
Like, just kind of like maybe like something that the Underdogs don't want me to find that they stash here or something like that.
Okay. Roll me. Are you just having a look around, or are you kind of more investigating the area?
I mean, I've probably got time because I'm waiting for them to come out, so I'm probably like investigating anything outside.
Roll me an investigation then, as you look around the town.
Oh god, sorry, I have to keep checking your freaking phone.
A little fly.
Yeah, I saw that before.
Can you turn into a real spider in the like,
Hmm?
Can you turn into a real spider and catch that fly because it's starting?
Yeah, I'd like to.
God, I got nothing for investigation. Oh boy.
Do spiders make noises? Is the thing.
They don't, but everyone always just
Thinks
makes
they
it
chitter.
like
Yeah, everyone. Oh, that's
Fucking
so
fine.
weird. If they were bigger, I think they would make noises.
I don't think I see anything because it's a 3. I've got nothing to do with
Okay,
investigation.
I will say for the sake of this that you're looking around the building and immediately you hear these, you turn and see the 3 guards that you previously encountered walking back down the street, and you have to move into the alley around and
Duck in.
remain there for like a good couple of minutes as they pass and walk down. Okay. So they do eventually pass. What would you like to do? They seem to be like patrolling the area.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit like.
I'm gonna. Yeah, him being like a veteran, he would probably wait and just see in the alleyway.
Mhm.
Wait until the patrol comes back, and now that he's seen them gone by, he's counting in his head the amount of minutes it takes for them to return.
Okay.
Kind of like testing like the intervals between their patrols.
Okay. So, from when they head off, they come back the way that they came from. So they went past again. They came back about 15 minutes later
15 minutes.
as they go back up the way in which they were originally going when you encountered them.
Okay, so now that I know, I have a rough estimate of how long it's going to take them to turn. I wait for them to go to leave at least a little decent bit,
Yeah.
and then just continue investigating.
Okay. Roll me an investigation. I'm going to say roll me an investigation. Straight investigation. I was going to say with disadvantage, but actually you've done
already-
the time to take the time to know their.
If it
everything.
helps, I'm already bad enough at it, so it'll
That's
be
alright.
okay. Ooh. Ooh, is that cocked or is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so there's a 17.
Okay, 17. Okay, so you search around the sickly owl and make your way round the back, kind of going through a broken iron gate that seems to just be slightly off of its hinges, moving it aside, and moving your way into this gated off alleyway. You can see there's this protrusion from the building that seems to come out up from the ground, and as you get closer you can see that it's one of those it's a cellar door with you open it up like that, but there is a thick chain on it. You don't obviously try to yank it open, but you kind of take a look at it and it's probably not going to open very easily. That's what you see. Not any symbols of any kind that you are aware of.
As far as I know, this might just be like the wine
It
cellar
could
or
just be
something.
the cellar.
Okay.
But it is locked. But then, what does that mean?
In that case, not knowing if this is even involved with the Underdogs, I'm going to go back and inspect the rats from earlier. Because I want to know what the fuck that was about.
I was going to do that.
So I'm gonna I'm keeping an eye out for the guards, like keeping the count in my head. I'm gonna go back around and go back to the alleyway where the rats were. And
So it's a little bit more of a walk. So that will take you another 10 minutes or so, because that's how far it was from the tavern. But sure, we'll do that, and then we'll jump back to inside the tavern.
Cool.
So you carry down the alleyway. Down the main road. Once again, passing the guards. You kind of slip into an alleyway as they pass. and find yourself back at the alleyway, surrounded by the dead rats, which are dotted around on the street, and it seems that throughout the stinks, it seems to have, from where you've been walking anyway, that it's not an uncommon occurrence. There seems to be quite a few dead rats around. And in alleyways in particular, there seems to be like small mounds of just the corpses that are rotting. And the one that you were in before, what was that to?
I'm going to look for what is... I look through the pile. That sounds weird. Look for the freshest rat, like the one that looks the least decomposed.
Roll me a medicine check.
Yeah.
Wait, can't imagine that's
Don't get the plague.
Huh?
Don't get the
Oh,
plague.
God. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna make sure I'm wearing. Oh, I don't have any gloves.
Poking it.
Yeah, like I'll take my sword out and like kind of dip through the pile that way.
A medicine check all the same.
Let's check. +1. 16.
Okay. Really not that difficult to find because, you know, it's the one that isn't just completely rotting away. There are numerous that are not rotting, seem fairly fresh, but what you kind of deduce from that is that there are rats in various stages of decay here. Like, it's not like a whole clove came together. That's a weird phrase of naming fruits of rats, but that is the term. Well, because I'm just thinking of like a bunch of rats nestled together, like heads, like a clove of garlic. I'm going to use that term now. Clove of rats. A clove of rats coming together and just dying at once all together.
Of course,
Like
that's how
dotted
rats work in your world. My lord.
Feel a sudden anger as thunder cracks and a bolt of lightning comes shooting. Yeah, so you find some recently deceased rats.
Okay. But do I find a fresh one or do I?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it, like, apart from the obvious smell of rotting rat, does anything else smell off? Like,
Ammonia.
Are you trying to determine how they died?
it just seems suspicious that so many of them died in one place as well.
Like an ammonia.
Ammonia. Okay. In
Quite a
that
strong thing.
case,
None of it.
let me just check my inventory real quick. Oh, that's
Alright.
I'm gonna. Are there any like stalls or shops anywhere nearby?
In the stinks, yes. You'd have to look, I guess.
Actually, you know what? Like, is there like, are there like people going by? Like
Occasionally,
adults,
not often. Occasionally, and most people like keep themselves heads down, cloaks over.
Are there any like beggars nearby or anything like that?
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. Perception's +3, I think. 15?
Yeah. A couple of people in really torn, worn clothing, rags, in corners with like sheets out in front of them. A couple of copper thrown on this sheet in front.
I go up to the worst looking one.
Okay.
You there?
Yes!
Can I tell what's a man or a woman?
I'm a man!
Good to know. What is your name, sir?
I am the arrow.
Okay. Mr. Arrow.
Have you come to see your future?
No. How much would you good God, I can't think. It's so hard to do seriously.
It hurts so.
Even through this mask, that gaze is somehow unnerving. If I may. Do you have any rags or anything?
20 gold!
No. Okay, and I'll start walking to one of the other
Oh!
Yes.
15 gold?
Start walking up again.
Oh, wait! 17 gold!
How about you give me the rags, and then I decide what I give you.
You got a whole bargain.
Yeah, I do.
How about 2 gold, and I tell you your future? I'll eat your fortune.
Does my future involve you giving me the rags I asked for?
How did you know? Do you read the stones too?
I can feel myself having an aneurysm just from interacting with you. Sorry. Yes, can I have my rags now?
Let you go. And I'll give you your fortune.
I give him 1 gold just to see if he notices.
It's hard to do with one eye.
He's got 1 eye, disappointed.
One more gold?
Just testing you, old man. Give him another gold.
He comes around and you just say as he pulls part of his rags off.
Yes, I was afraid you might do that.
And your fortune.
Yes.
Very well, man. You wish to tell my fortune. And I'm keeping an eye out as he does this to make sure that I'm not about to get jumped.
I'm a perception check.
He's just so desperate for me to tell his fortune. That's 19.
He pulls out he pulls out a little leather pouch with some muddy rocks on it with runes. Pulls them out the bag. And begins to move his hands over, looking over the glyphs. Oh. I see a tale of sorrow. Oh, I lost a loved one. A strange child. Ooh. And at this point, the stones, the little runes, start to glow, ever so gently.
I was about to walk away, but then as he says that, I'm starting to put my hand closer towards my sword.
I see a family tragedy. Oh, such loneliness. Even I have never felt that. Oh.
I thought you were about to tell me my fortune.
That's what the stones say. Oh. Go away now, I don't want to be in your head anymore. And he grabs the stone and shoves them back in the pouch.
I think the stones...
Where's my 3 gold?
I walk away.
See you later, Rupert!
I want to go get my.
I was shouting over the way, I think your stones are working in reverse. Okay, so I take his shitty rags and I'll use that to pick up one of these rats and just kind of wrap it up, just so I don't have to touch it with my skin.
Wrap the rat.
Okay, and you wrap up this deceased rat in the rag. It's now wrapped up.
Wrapped up rat.
Seems contained, like.
Rat chef.
I would add that to my inventory. Possibly diseased rat.
I mean,
Nice.
Okay, so as you get your rat, you jump back into the tavern. So you walk up to Rusty at the bar.
Anything?
There's a back room. One of them walked in there. I'm guessing it's not the John. There was no one stopped him from going in. But I have a feeling we won't be welcome to whatever's behind that door.
I haven't seen you. No, I know, but I'm in
Do
there.
you say that in Spider?
We just hear it from around clocks. I go to him. Got a plan of how I get in. I'm not sure about you.
What's your plan?
And I look at him and I just lift up my wrist, which has now got the howling dog symbol on it.
Impressive.
I don't suppose I can do it to you without being seen now.
I'll think of something. I always do.
Where's Aria?
Yeah, where's Aria in general?
I'm gonna say that she's kind of looking around the room, doing some investigation of her own.
Okay.
Is she
Kind of like almost flirting with some of the people.
Is she
Hey,
mugging people?
Maybe. Maybe.
It's that sailor guy from earlier again.
there's more shag.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so
Where's my shag?
where is it?
Oh man.
Oh, she didn't really
Okay,
give me-
so I'm going to see what's past that door. If anything goes wrong,
You're
I'll
there.
think of something. And I go to walk to the door,
What am I?
but like I'm supposed to be going to it.
So,
What am I seeing in there?
well, I'll come to that in a second. Don't worry.
Oh shit!
Don't
You're
worry.
still on the door.
I'm in the room.
You've gone through, so by
I'm
this
through.
point you are well in.
Yeah.
So what will come to with you will be happening most
When-
of when
ah,
the
okay.
stuff's happening. So, you make your way towards the door, right?
Going undercover, I have to go
As you do, you get about 15 feet from the door, like a big, muscular gentleman moves in between you, puts his arm against the wall,
And I literally go.
no teeth.
And literally just look at him and put my back down.
Backs away, back to the table he just stood up from. You make your way over, put your hand on the handle.
I want to check for traps on the door.
Okay, check for traps.
What would it be? Perception.
Investigation.
18.
Doesn't seem to be traps that you can tell. It just seems like a door handle. It's mostly falling apart. So if there was a trap, probably going to have some kind of mechanism showing at this point.
Do I hear anything on the other side? Or
Roll me a perception check.
11.
So as you listen at the door, you can hear some distant talking. Hard to make out. Sounds like it's coming down, almost like a corridor. Right? It's a long echo. And we're going to take a break there. Thrisk, you've just crawled through the crack in the door, and as you do so, you crawl into this dimly lit staircase that goes down 15 feet, turns and seems to go down. further, some sconces on the wall with lit torches on the inside. Doesn't shed a great deal of light because they're fairly sparse, but you can see.
I do have dark vision as well.
You have dark vision, so you can see as if it was bright light.
Yeah. So I'll.
Okay, so you make your way down across the ceiling, and as you kind of turn, it keeps going down and down. It seems to go down at least 40 odd feet until the staircase ends at a arched opening with an iron gate, which is no issue for you as you crawl through the bars into
Brilliant.
this open room. Where you can see this gentleman that you had just seen go through the door now make his way to the edge of the room and just kind of stand there, arms crossed, leaning up against the wall, just watching everyone. And you can see now that this room it's a small cellar-like room, stone brick, floor, ceiling, walls, all sorts. That smell of damp, the sheen texture on the stone itself, which is slightly covered in moss. Upstairs now more or less muffled. Only really the trail end of the noise and the light pressing of people walking around and that reverberating downwards. The room itself has a large centerpiece table with a map of Sill City, worn and slightly eroded, stretched across this table. Multiple people stood around in various looking clothing, some in chainmail armour, others just leathers, others just in cloaks. All look weathered, all of them look like they mean business. The rest of the room is either vague seating that's starting to show some wear and tear, bookshelves full of meaningless books and trivial shite that gets shoved on there. It seems like it's a meeting room, and that's really its purpose. And these individuals are talking as you enter, and you hear one in particular, a long dark cloak with these red trimmings, and a red and purple tattoo on, perhaps it's not a tattoo, but on her forehead, stood at the end of a table, kind of like in this diamond shape, who speaks to the rest of the people. Everything seems to be going according to plan then, and the others seem to be agreeing in their various ways. And yeah. Has anyone spotted Fenlix? A couple of nervous looks between them. Well, as you know, he's turned tail, and once his men were found dead, we have had to assume the worst, and the Hound is not particularly happy about this turn of events. He is paranoid, as are we all. Any news from the Overseer? And one of the more kind of hunched over individuals, yes, he says that everything has arrived on time. When can we expect the next lot? Well, that certainly depends on whether or not you're able to sell the goods or not. What warehouses have you stored it in? Well, we've got one on Vale Street. It's an actual warehouse. We've thought best to have it stored in plain view, I suppose. Right, and the others, the real goods, Gorge Square. It's behind one of our facades. Laundromats. Excellent. This bears well. If you can sell the goods, then more will be coming your way, but do not disappoint, or you will likely meet your maker. Did you have anyone follow you here? They all have a unanimous disagreement. Good. The Hound is expecting someone to trifle in his affairs. He's ordered that the goods be protected more harshly during the evenings. He expects that someone will attack during the night. Double guard. And if that means hiring mercenaries, then so be it. I want this scene done. Any other questions? And with that we
go through the door.
You open the door, and like Thrisk, you see the staircase that goes down. The voices are much more loud now. Suddenly you hear the door open upstairs, mainly because you can hear the sound of upstairs suddenly get louder for a second and then muffle out, and everyone stops. Thought everyone was here. Yes. Finn was the last one to come up. Oh, I'll check it out. And he gets up. Now you can see a man in this brown leather cloak with tufts of matte, dark brunette hair peeking out from underneath a cowl. A scar crosses lips and up his cheek, almost in like a Chelsea smile sort of way, and begins to now move towards the door, pulling out a dagger. What do? You hear this quiet, the talking quiet for a minute.
I just slowly start just walking down the corridor with purpose.
Okay. What's your reaction?
I don't know who it is, to be honest, so I'm probably gonna. I've heard what I need to hear, so I'm going to start crawling back.
Okay.
Where I came.
So you back up the.
I'm going to crawl to because I was probably above them. We're going to crawl up just to the doorway, and I'll see what I can see watch where he's going.
Okay. So he goes back up these stairs, and as he does, he turns a corner and comes face to face with you. What's your name?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does. What's your designation?
I was sent by the Hound.
He's going to attack you. He jabs at you with the dagger, but you can't just move to the side, and he strikes out.
I grab his hand,
Okay.
put him against the phone, pull him across. Do you really think that's a smart idea to attack someone who said they were sent by the Hound?
Roll an intimidation check.
Natural 20.
Oh, wow. What is it overall?
Overall, that is
We thank you.
23.
Thank you, Gaiac, for
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You bless them with your
for this parting gift.
Fine. Downstairs.
You're going first. You can explain to them what you just did.
No, please, come on.
No,
I'm just protecting the hand, please.
and I have direct contact with him. Go. Now.
Yes, sir.
And he makes his way down. So
Oh,
you've just seen
fuck.
him go through the door closed. What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
I can't do anything because I'm not there.
You just got
I was. Oh, you've been no time. What, how long has it been that you're in? God.
20 minutes, 25 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay. What's the time?
So when I watched him go through the door,
Mm-hmm.
so there's someone sat by the door. Are they on their own, or are they like sat on a table? So
They're
there's
sat at a
actually-
table with a group of people.
Are they all just still acting normal? Like nothing's going on?
Yeah, they just seem like they're just talking and drinking. Like, just lads in a pub.
Can I overhear them at all? Or
Roll a perception check.
13.
13. You kind of make your way closer towards
just chilling at the
leaning
bar?
in, yeah, just having a drink, thinking about life, but really listening in. It's loud, they're kind of talking amongst themselves, and difficult to hear in depth what they're saying, but you manage to pick up something where one of them says, the boss was real hard on me, he didn't, he's making me seal the roof. Well, on Gorge Street. Yeah. Yeah, there was a bit of an accident. Yeah, one of the valves exploded. You fucking fool. And they're just talking amongst themselves. And then another one just kind of pipes in, shut up. The fuck you are. And they'll, yeah, true. Go back to their business.
Okay. Have any of them like gone to? I'm just gonna wait. Actually.
Okay. So, you make your way down the steps. The guy in front leads you into the room, opens the iron gate, back into the room with all these individuals in, kind of patiently waiting. This is from the boss. And the woman glances over. And who are you, then?
And protection.
I don't require protection.
Not for you, but for your men. He told me last time some of his men were killed. And he's paranoid. So, he sent me to protect his goods.
Then I guess we shall see them, won't we? I'm going to do a little trick. And if you are who you say you are, then you will be perfectly fine in this room. You make a move beforehand, then we know that you're lying. I'm sure you know this is common custom.
No, it's anything, I just look at her.
She brings her hand up, and you can see like there's a swirl of energy. She moves her hand in a certain motion. Begins to swirl in like speckles of red and purple around her hand as she casts a spell. Do you want me to tell you?
If he knows what the spell is, he will
Okay.
know.
It's detect evil and good.
Oh.
I just laugh.
Well, it seems you are who you say you are. In which case, then,
Do I know the
good
spell?
to meet you. Yeah.
Do I recognise?
No,
would I recognise
you're
the spell?
right. You're a druid.
Oh, okay.
It's not on your spell
Wouldn't know
list.
then.
You don't know.
Ooh.
But you can see, like, obviously it's a little bit weird.
Yeah. He's strolled in here and with as much confidence.
We could certainly use a useful helping hand. What do you specialise in?
Killing. And healing.
Two very useful abilities. Did he send you with other orders? Or are you to report to me?
He said, I'll go to a warehouse that you deem fit.
Okay. Well, we've had a little bit of trouble with the Vale Street warehouse. You said that's what it was, and someone who. We're having an issue there with, well, some undead trying to make their way in through the sewer network into the warehouse itself. We could use your hand there.
Is it on the map? Does she point out like where it is on the map?
Yes. It is near the docks between Old Market and Fisher's Point.
This is scary.
And what am I to call you, warrior?
Alistair.
Camilla. Glad to meet you. Well then, it seems that our meeting here is done, but do not go out all at once.
I just wait. I literally go by the wall, like lean on it, and just wait for everyone else to like.
Everyone else leaves. You notice that people are now starting to come back out. Alistair is not among them. Thrisk has not exited. Everyone seems to come out, the door closes, and no one else seems to be coming out.
Can I get a
How
good look at
long has
them?
it been?
Sorry?
Do I get a good look at them all?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Roll me a perception check just to determine how good your look is.
And how many are there and stuff? And
Red diamond.
There's
Oh,
about
yeah.
8 of them. They all have fairly concealed clothing on, so they're kind of trying to conceal their appearance. They all look like they're all human, worse for wear, beaten over time, like scars. You would be able to recognise them if you saw them face to face again.
But is there one with a more distinguished look?
I wouldn't say there's anyone that stands out to you in particular. So can say at this point you've returned back to the tavern. None of them have come out yet. It's been about 20-25 minutes now. Would you like to do anything, or are you just going to wait until they come out?
I haven't seen anyone come out.
No one. Well, people have come
Oh,
out,
well,
but like
anyone
not
I
them.
recognise,
Not
yeah.
them. And then suddenly the doors open and about 8 people kind of walk out. And they all walk out at once. Even see, me as the DM is just pissed off the fact that they've just done that.
Camilla's downstairs
Right.
going, for fuck's sake.
What?
Sorry, go on, I was still thinking.
What about you know the one who? What did you describe him as earlier? He had like the one who nearly attacked him.
Yes.
Has he gone out as well?
Yes. Everyone was down there has left.
I just wasn't sure if any of them
Okay.
looked a certain way.
None of them look particularly distinctive.
Right.
Okay, so everyone leaves and you remain there.
Yeah, I was just waiting for everyone else to leave because she said not all at once, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
look at her, give her a knowing nod, like tell me what to do, and just walk out.
Okay, you walk out. What do you do?
You said there was something on the table, a map.
Yes.
Is she standing anywhere where she can see that map?
Yeah, like it's in the centre of the room. She's still.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go on the ceiling and kind of do that Spider-Man thing, where he's like.
Yeah, like coming down.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of that, just to get a closer look at the map, see if I can see any details that maybe they didn't talk about.
Okay. So the map itself has a couple of extra points dotted on it. So one of them is at the end of Gravesend on the eastern part of the city.
Yeah.
Another one is further up northeast in the Stinks, and one in South Perch, right at the bottom.
That's they're talking about then. Yeah. Gravesend, Stinks, South Perch.
And when that becomes, or if it becomes relevant, I'll give you that information again.
South Perch. Yeah, so I guess I'll just go crawl back up
Okay.
and start to leave myself.
Okay, so eventually all of you make your way back into the main part of the tavern. What would you like to do now that you're all kind of grouped together? Or in the tavern, not grouped together. But
Come out the door. I come out that door. As I walk past, I just give. Is she by me? Come here. Does she come out?
she's still down there.
I give her a little give him a little nod, and I just walk out.
Okay.
Crawl on the ceiling. I'm gonna follow above Rusty, and I'm gonna drop
Oh yeah.
on Rusty's head.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
His weight hasn't changed, and you just.
He like wild shapes back.
Not
again.
Giant spider. I just grow.
Yeah, he just turned into
On the bright side, at least in this town, if we need to clear a room quick, like
Witches.
we know how to do it.
Okay, so you're all outside and Kensei is there and you meet up back and Aria
Did she find out?
watches.
We got as much as we did.
We found out all the things.
Yeah, we got a lot.
I talked with some of the people and I found out that there is a secret entrance to one of the warehouses that you mentioned.
Vale Street.
Yes.
Wait, Vale Street?
Yes.
Yes, I found that out.
Oh. Well, that's all that I know.
So I tap my little leg to go down somewhere. Look.
Where are we right now? Have we gone down an alley?
Outside the tavern, but we can assume that you have gone down an alleyway.
Yeah, we need to go
yeah.
back down that alleyway to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're back in the alleyway now.
We're just to make sure that we don't get another guard come stooping in the whole time shouting out, yeah, that's right, buddy, get it out, get it out.
I think we're gonna sing it. Start singing like,
Hey, buddy.
That's right, my friend. Just get it all out.
I prefer being a big spider. I nearly got eaten. There was some big spider bigger than me, and I swear.
There's always a bigger spider.
oh my god.
Oh, that was awful.
Truly bad.
That was successful.
I'm guessing you were there as well.
I was there longer than you. Almost saw you nearly get stabbed. But you handled yourself surprisingly well. We've got an informant.
Yes, I've been tasked to, well, protect the warehouse on Vale Street.
But that is not the important one.
It was the one that she deemed fit.
It's not the right one. I was there before you came in. Where they're keeping the real goods is on Gorge Square.
Wait a minute. They're not the same. Like,
2 warehouses.
well, I was aware there were 2, but they're not keeping the same things at both. One is more valuable.
The one on Gorge Square is where the valuable stuff is kept.
Gorge Square.
It is, they say something about a laundromat. I don't know. Laundromat?
Laundrettes?
Something like that, I don't know. But it is front.
There's a way in. They're currently fixing the roof
Where is this?
on Gorge.
Oh, useful.
I suggest I've got a plan, but it involves splitting the party, which doesn't seem like a good idea, but to keep my cover, I feel like I'm going to have to protect Vale Street's warehouse.
You will.
Because it'll be kind of weird that I go in but to protect it, and then it suddenly falls.
The best time to go is in the day as well. They're expecting a nighttime attack, they say. Doubling the mercenaries they hire. The guards they have on patrol, probably on both.
How about... what's the time now?
About midday. Probably just after midday.
I can go to Vale Street now.
We could go.
Maybe you can go through the secret entrance and we can help with their problem. And at night, or the next day, we go to the more important one.
They may recognize me straight away.
Yes, that is a problem. We can watch up again, can't you?
Yes, but
Perhaps it would be to know fully what they know. It might be wise to ask those within the Underdogs whether the identity of Fenrix's attackers is known. We have been operating on the assumption that they know what we look like, but obviously they do not know what you look
maybe
like.
not, but Fenrix is missing.
Wait. He was in there longer, and they said
Fenrix is still missing. So they...
Did we kill everyone that...
yes, apart from Fenrix, but Fenrix is gone. Fenrix
So
left.
I'm guessing they won't know the identity of us who attacked them.
But everybody saw me in the tavern when I changed into a snake.
So I could be possible,
So
but probably not the risk.
either way, I'm
Wait, Vale Street's quite far away from the tavern, isn't it?
From where you are?
Yeah.
About pretty much the other side of the city. From you're on the north, it's basically the south.
Well, Vale Street is quite far away from here.
But this is their tavern. Basically, this is where they run operations. They may recognize me. They're men, maybe. It was a busy day.
It's true.
Wouldn't it be better to scope these places out
Yes. Okay,
and then think about tomorrow during the day? Hit them both at once.
I could go to Gorge Street Square.
Well, I don't want the Vale Street one to fall just yet, as I'm hired to protect it from undead.
Maybe you do a bad job.
Yes, undead are coming out the sewer.
We could use them.
Yes, we could.
We need to find a way to disable these warehouses without directly killing anyone,
Yes.
or preferably, from the sounds of things, not raining down, not burning them to the ground. Perhaps, if a public disturbance, such as an invasion of undead, were to make these more publicly known.
I am very concerned why there is undead.
Yeah.
Yes, that is disturbing.
You
It
said
would
you
would shut the place down.
He would. But you said that you were hired to protect them. Did they allow you to bring anyone in with you?
I just said I would do it. I didn't
Perhaps.
mention specifics.
If they do not know my identity, then perhaps me and Rusty could accompany you as hired swords.
Maybe you
Was
could
I?
give them this again.
I wasn't hired mercenaries. I wasn't there, so we can see if that
I did
works.
just talk about mercenaries.
What them
I
hiring?
just did say
Oh,
that
okay.
they're doubling their mercenary
Okay.
knights.
Yes,
Perhaps
I
that
guess
is our
that can work.
You hired us as mercenaries to come protected. That way we are allowed to get closer to it, whatever it may be.
Yes. Right, so
But we haven't talked about how we destroy. Have we?
We don't quite know what is there yet.
We destroying goods, are we?
I say
Destroying building.
we do what Rusty said. Scope the places out and then go from there.
And we don't kill.
I
As a
think
last resort, he said.
Mayfire was pretty insistent.
Right. Let's get going then.
Well,
I guess we're going to scope the places out.
are we going one place than the other place, or are we splitting?
Do you want to split?
I think if we're gonna if you're going to introduce us as mercenaries, we should go with you to the what was the name of it? The not good the
Vale
not
Street
good-
Warehouse.
The Vale Street Warehouse.
Very well.
I'm going to go to the Gorge Square to have a look there.
Please remember to be quiet with your transformations.
Yes, I will.
I'll go with Thrisk. Take Aria with you.
With me. Okay.
Yes, you and I.
What do you think, Ari?
I don't mind where I go.
Wow, we're really indecisive today, aren't we? Very going with the flow.
Well, it's just one of those days, you know. I'm not quite feeling myself.
Very well.
Yes, very well.
So you're going Vale, we're going
Vale
Gorge.
Street.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay. Vale Street, Gorge Square. Okay. So, making your decisions, both of you head off in separate directions. Alistair, Kensei, and Arya head off southward towards Vale Street, between Fisher's Point and Old Market, whereas Thrisk and Rusty head to Gorge Square to within the Stinks, so heading eastward in the city along the same road that you were just on. You guys walking through more and more of this kind of shitty shanty looking area with this bellowing black smoke over the top that gives the whole area this, well, stink. You eventually come across a open squared area with numerous buildings just off the road through a short street, and heading in there you can see numerous buildings in various states of disrepair. One of them being this, all it says is clean clothes in this wooden faded sign, which is half like starting to fall off, sort of swaying in the light breeze.
I never understand why they clean clothes. It's like sucking the memories out of the clothes.
Yes.
I soon suck your memories out of your clothes. What?
Let's just do the job.
Okay, I am going to pose as a beggar.
So many stoics in this party. Like, you've got to draw so much from the comedy.
It's so good.
Oh, I need some bloody fucking food now. Jesus, someone give me some food. Where's the snacks?
I thought you were losing the plot there.
What's going on? What are you guys doing? You said you're posing as a beggar.
I am going to be beggar and maybe ask in there for some change.
I'm gonna try and check out the roof.
You check out, yeah, I'll distract them, and you check out the roof. You can climb.
I can.
What does this place look like?
So it's basically, just the building or the
Yeah.
whole street.
The building.
So it looks to be like a 3-story building. The windows are kind of a little bit smashed in. Plaster peeling from the building itself, showing its wooden framing underneath. Most of the buildings are like that. Around some are in better condition. Still that Tudor-esque looking design, but roll me a perception check.
Okay. 8.
It's hard to tell what the structure is like further up on the building, but you can get the understanding that it's probably quite in disrepair.
Yeah.
Breaking.
Okay. The buildings next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any ways of like getting to the roof of those?
Not that you can see immediately on the outside, perhaps inside, but they are like, some of them have got boarded up windows. The one to the left, boarded up door. On the right, just like closed, but
So they're
blinds across.
abandoned. You know.
One of them probably is abandoned. The other one, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, there are blinds across that maybe people live there.
Okay. The one that looks the most abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make my way in.
I'm gonna try and get inside.
Me. Oh.
Oh, hello.
What is that?
Is it the washing machine?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Mode initiating.
Sorry.
Is there anywhere like I can
You say execute or
sneak in? I guess. Is there anywhere slightly more hidden that I can, like a broken window that I can climb through?
Yes. Oh god, that was awful. Yes. But if it's probably the second level up that there's an open window. You'd have to try and break through the lower ones. It's up to you. If you're trying to climb up, you'll have to try and obviously climb or get up there somehow.
Is there anyone around me?
Roll another perception check for me.
16.
Not that you can see, not within the square. It's not a massive square
No.
of like open square, but not that you can see in the windows. But then some of them are tinted, so you don't know. But not out in the open. No. Seems fairly quiet, all things considered.
Can I try the windows?
The lower windows.
Yeah.
So kind of pulling on them a little bit, they seem like they've been nailed and fixed in. That it will take a degree of strength to get it off.
What would be louder?
Thresh transforming. Always that would be louder.
Okay, let's try and get it off.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
Wait, no, I got. What was it? 7.
7. You try to pull on it and it kind of splinters a little bit, but like the wood is just not coming off. It's just kind of collapsing a little bit and shattering, but it's not being removed from the actual window itself.
Okay. Fuck it then. Let's try and climb.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're not rolling too good today.
Everyone's stealing all the good rolls.
All my stuff, it doesn't matter.
6.
Okay, so you begin to climb up to try and get to the second level. And as you get just above the first set of windows, the plaster on the wall starts to peel and trying to, even with your claws, trying to grab on. The wood just falls away under your claws and just you fall back to the ground again. A little bit embarrassed, but now there's a little gash
Taking a
in
little look
the
around.
side of the building.
Okay. Alright, let's fuck it. Smash the window.
Okay.
Can I have gone in at this point as well?
Yeah,
So
you
goes
went into which?
into the laundromat.
Into the laundromat. Okay.
Hey,
You open-
inside.
Bag it. I've kind of
Okay.
I'm already dirty anyway. My outfit's
Okay,
gross.
so
So
That's a ball
you put your.
what?
That's a
You're trying to. How are you trying to get
It's like
in there?
going
Just real
straight
quick.
into the shop. And
Are you
there,
how are you trying to get in there real quick? You just open.
Isn't
the door.
there a clerk in there or something?
Or are you just trying to open the door and go?
I'm just gonna open the door and go. Oh, it's locked up.
And then Rusty falls to the side of you.
You got any change? I'm trying to buy snakes. Oh,
Are you method?
The best part is that's probably not even a lie. Like,
I'm trying to be convincing.
Are you talking to me or are you. Where are you right now? Are you at the doors? The main doors?
You're down here.
You're next to each other.
We're right next to each
fell.
other.
Yeah, he
Okay.
yeah, he's just trying to
Okay.
open the door.
You're like,
and you fall
yeah.
down.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna smash the window.
Okay, roll an attack
Just getting up angry, like.
with whatever you're using to
Oh.
attack it.
I guess. Just like my elbow. I
Okay,
guess.
so it's you're proficient with it because it's unarmed. So it's partial proficiency, partial strength. So basically, it would be the same with your spear, I think.
I think isn't it a D4?
Plus 3.
It's D4 damage.
Let's go with 16.
So your proficiency plus your strength.
Oh no, wait.
Where do you find
that's
a
4, 1, 2,
proficiency?
3, 4. Yeah, 16. Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
16 to hit them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that easily hits the wooden wall. So roll a D4 damage.
D4 damage.
Plus anything? Or?
How much was it?
Trying to work out the next
One.
one.
It's a rotten wooden thing. It's fine. It smashes open
Okay.
into like an abandoned living room of some kind of house.
Okay.
Completely,
Is this the laundromat you just broke?
No, the building next
Next
door.
door. Oh, okay.
but almost completely empty. Like
Um,
furniture with like sheets over it. That
Hey, what are you doing?
Couple of
Trying.
rats kind of
More damn rats.
More rats.
scurry out.
Fire
away
breath.
from there.
Okay.
Are you trying to get us in?
It's a
You'll
rat
be fine.
conspiracy.
I climb in.
Okay, you climb in.
What, do you want me to stay out here or come in? What? I'll come in with you.
You're inside this abandoned building.
Can I try and? What's around me?
Okay,
Is
so
there a
you're
stairway?
in a living room. There is a door that leads out to a corridor where the front entrance was, like the front door to this building. and there are some stairs that go up. Imagine like a block of flats, essentially. The rest is a kitchen space, a door that leads to a bedroom, the door slightly ajar, again more furniture that's just got these sheets over it, moth-bitten. It's really dim in here because obviously the light is almost non-existent, except for that one window now open. And the smell of staleness. The smell.
The smell.
The smell.
Can we try and like stealth our way up the stairway?
Yeah, roll stealth checks.
Oh, no.
Wow,
yeah,
fuck me!
And an 18. Oh, hold on. Plus. It's
God,
Dex.
finally blessed you.
Is it Dex?
What's the bonus? What's the bonus for a beggar? Like, what do they get?
Yeah.
They have, I think it's Dex.
And an 18. Okay, so you make your way up. Nothing seems to notice you that you know of. And you don't see anything really as you make your way up. And you get to like a top landing, and part of the ceiling has kind of collapsed in a little bit, showing the sky above and the smoke. But there is light that's coming in here. Yeah, it just looks like it's falling apart.
Cool. Can we try and climb?
Yeah, go ahead. Make either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, I'll probably do this.
Oh, for God's sake, Jesus. Do you have do you have
That's also
Yeah,
Dex.
what's it?
There's Dex as well,
do
isn't
you
it?
have
for acrobatics?
inspiration?
Yeah, I do.
So
I'm
it's
going to
mine's-
use an
Mine's
inspiration.
just 16.
Okay.
That's a bit better.
Jesus Christ.
Do you not have anything in Dex?
What?
16.
Do you not have any points in Dex?
It's got a 0.
Really? Oh.
16
I might change.
And what was yours, sorry? 16 and...
Mine was 16.
Okay.
I might change that, to be fair, because I don't know what.
Okay, so both of you managed to like carefully make your way up and climb this, basically the beams that are kind of sticking out and across the roofing at the top, and eventually managed to make your way onto the actual roof itself. Basically slate that's most of it's like slid off and showing a bare foundation underneath of the roofing. But you're now on this roof. And you can see quite clearly that there is a big section of the building next door to the laundromat, where part of the roof is just like gone.
Cool.
And like looks straight in. But it looks like there are new wooden panels being put up. It looks like it's under construction.
Okay.
Or being like protected.
Okay. Can we see anything inside?
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. 14 for me.
11.
11 and 14. See what?
Roll initiative.
Yeah, how'd you know?
A dragon flies out.
An ancient red dragon lands in the middle of the city.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't see that.
I
spelled
it ATPK.
So you basically see you can see into this space where you can see some stairs that seem to go down, but it looks like an open room, almost like a storage room with think of like an actual warehouse where they have just lines of storage, kind of like that. About 40 foot by 40 foot floor space, and then taken up with a couple of these lines of storage containers, most of which are crates. That's mostly what you can see when you look in there.
Anything extra I notice for the extra 3? No.
Unfortunately not. But you can now see over a portion of the city, and it's a pretty nice view as you look south, looking north or towards the rest of the sticks. It's pretty. You can really see the moment where it kind of divides.
Yeah.
And the different levels and depth to the city, and now the castle sitting quite on a large place, I suppose. It really stands out in the view, and the fields beyond the city.
Okay.
And the town.
That's what I like about the swamp. It's all flat. Everyone rolls in the mud.
I just wanted Russ to just be like, sure.
Yes.
That's great.
Do you want to roll in the swamp?
Maybe one day.
I'll take you.
Is that a swamp euphemism to sex? Like,
The round, like the rest of the warehouse. Is there anything else we see, or
Sorry, from
so like from where
looking
we are, looking around, like around maybe on the grounds, not like looking in the warehouse.
Yes,
but like
so on
surrounding.
the other side, from when you're looking down up, you can see the laundromat thing. When you look on the other side of the building, without like looking too much that you'll fall over, you can see a large set of double doors.
Cool.
Like 10 foot by 10 foot,
Okay.
at least. It might be larger than that. Let me just check.
So that's where they.
Where is it?
That's where they get everything in and out. Depends. Do we want to get the goods before
20
we?
foot by 20 foot.
20 foot by 20 foot.
Yeah, 'cause stealing the goods would
Do
be
we
good,
want to get
but,
the goods before we burn these places down?
Yeah, I'll say steal the goods.
but it's just transporting
It might be
them without
good to
nobody
know.
noticed. Yeah.
it might be good to know what we're dealing with, like before we start thinking about burning shit
Yeah.
down.
Okay. Can we see employees in there, or is it?
Occasionally you see
Abandoned.
someone walk up the stairs.
Okay.
Leather armour, sword.
But it's not like a working factory.
Yeah. Doesn't not like a factory.
No. Yeah.
You just see
Okay.
the top level,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Cool.
Unsure what happens on the levels below, but there are people in there working
Yeah.
or doing stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll jump over to you guys.
Yeah.
Making your way down south. Making your way down. And you arrive at Vale Street warehouse. It's one story. It's a single story.
On the way there, I want to find like a nice place where it's not out in the open. Like
Yep.
before we get there.
Yep.
Relatively close, and I go to a guy Kanara. Give me your arms.
Okay.
What for?
It'll help you easily get in.
Okay.
And I cast out like the view of everyone. Press
Okay.
meditation on their arms
Okay.
and on my arm.
Cool.
Now, if they ask any questions, just show them the symbol. It's magic. Don't worry.
Yes, this will come off, right?
Yes, within an hour or so.
Okay. Magic.
Any questions? Just show them this. It will show you that you're a member of their group. Then, yeah, just carry on.
Yeah. So you arrive outside this large warehouse. The dimension in front of you is like 50 feet from one side to the other. Much like the other warehouse, is a 20 foot by 20 foot set of doors, which you take to be like where the goods come in. You can see that there is a side door on the side, funnily enough. But it is nestled amongst these other similar looking warehouses. It doesn't look unique at all. It's nothing special. But you are there.
I put my hood up and I give Iron Gaiac a look. Not Gaiac. Tensei a look. Gaiac just comes flying down. Tensei a look of, alright, let's do this, I guess.
Yeah.
And I go to the side door
I mean, the music's picked up. I think we're going to do well.
and I knock hard on it.
So I'm just trying to find something. Probably Lord of the Rings.
I will leave talking.
sneeze god looks like. I'm trying to let it happen before. No, it ain't gonna happen. Okay.
Maybe the guy at the doors is cold.
You knock on the door. No answer.
I try the door.
The door is locked.
What did they say the sewer entrance was? Oh, yeah.
Well, we have to go to the coast side. We just have to go past the warehouses, I think. That's what they said anyway.
Do you think we should enter through the sewers?
I mean, if you are working for the Hound, you would know about this anyway, surely.
Yes, but I don't. I'm not actually working for the Hound.
No, I mean, they would think you are. So
Yes.
if we turn up through that route, it won't be out of the ordinary.
Yes, I guess. Alright, so I guess we'll just go through the sewers then. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head towards where the Orica leads you towards where she thinks they were talking about. You come to basically there's basically a dockyard behind these warehouses. Each of these warehouses looks out onto this bay of sorts where it's brought inland and ships leave into the actual bay. And you can follow down these steps that basically have this pathway kind of just above water level for probably smaller ships or whatnot. And she leads you down. You guys look around for a little while before you find a path that seems to go towards a sewer grate that is trickling, sewage out of this metal pipe. The bars that cover it kind of like bent a little bit outwards. You'd have to squeeze through, but
We'll go through.
Sorry. Remembering,
You've got the rat, haven't you?
I do have the rat, yeah. In my wee folds of my kimono. Remembering what you mentioned about undead, I'm gonna keep an eye out for anything like starts smelling a bit rotten or anything like that.
In fact, I'm going to use Eye of the Grave to sense undead within a 60-foot radius.
Oh shit.
I thought you'd have something like that.
okay. Yeah, how long does that last? Is it just immediate?
It's immediate, and I've got 3 uses of it each long rest.
Are you using it immediately?
We'll get a little bit in.
Okay. How far? It's because it's quite dark. It's like pitch black further in.
Well, I've got dark vision.
I don't.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, nothing. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage because it's dim light for you.
Light goes on, the zombies right in front of our face.
Real classic trope.
That is perception 13.
13. Okay.
But Daredevil, just like hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way down through the sewer entrance. It's fairly contained. Like it's not snug, but
Yeah.
you know, you've not got a lot of room to move around. The sensation of sewage trickling past your ankles. It's not very far up. It really is just at your ankles.
Lovely.
You get your ways in and you cast it.
Yep.
There are at least 7 undead within 50 feet of you.
7 undead.
7 undead
Within 50 feet.
within 50 feet of you.
Can I see where the entrance to the warehouse would be?
No. So how far you've moved down? Probably about 40-50 feet in.
Yeah.
The sewer network goes on. to like a T-junction,
Would I know?
you can sense it's in that direction.
Would I
they're
know
coming from.
by which way? Because we were just up there. Which way the warehouse would be to where the sewage would be?
Probably there and left. Give or take.
Yeah, I go down left.
Okay.
I'm following him because I can't see.
Sure. You make your way down as the sounds of and louder.
I think someone's brushing their teeth with
And
sewage
louder.
water down here.
How close are they now?
Everyone roll initiative. Well, you
Did we-
two roll initiative.
Did we
You-
walk right
You
into
walked right into them.
Yeah, but I would know where they are.
Yeah, they're literally 50 foot in front of you, and you kept walking. They've heard you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh shit, guys.
Okay. So we should just get out of here. Like, don't bother finding them.
Can you run?
Yeah, we should just run, get out of here, because we don't want to kill them. Like,
Yeah.
Out of the water and the sewage,
oh, do you want to go first?
these like mounds.
Okay.
They're like mounds, kind of almost not floating, but they're like not, and obviously not submerged because it's not that deep. But partly submerged underneath the sewage, and they shoot up these deformed, bloated, reanimated remains with bloated bellies, razor bone claws, and bulging yellow eyes, gurgling through what sounds like salt water through their throat in a perpetual drowning. As you see a creature that looks like this.
Oh,
lovely.
Drowner.
Drowner.
Yeah.
This is not a blow. When it's
And they shoot up and they just start charging towards you.
Features.
I'm presuming that you were in front because you were
Yeah, I'm guessing.
leading it.
Go over, bro.
Okay. It's a 5. Like just
Oh, do you want to
just put some things down because I'm assuming that because it's just literally a lie at this point.
Alistair.
I'm trying to recreate that sound they make. Drowner sound. That was pretty good. That is pretty on point with the drowner sound.
So it has to be like a
Yeah,
straight line.
no, that
They
was
are
very
there.
close.
Like that?
It's not the typical zombie.
I mean,
No, it's not. No, it's,
Well, where's the exit?
they're quite high pitched.
Where would the
That
exit? So, like, here?
Like that, yeah.
Right,
More like
just
that, yeah. Like
that
use
way
like
back.
a gargle.
There?
Yeah, sure.
Can't really do it.
Okay, so one of them is just it like moves as it like it starts charging, and as it moves about 10 foot, suddenly it just like leaps up and just comes down to claw at you. Natural fucking one.
I just see it and I just put it on my
Roll
shoulder.
again.
Uses his arm.
Needs to roll again.
And
Fuck off!
I mean, it like runs backwards. You get I believe you do. Yeah, an opportunity attack.
Is it within 5 foot? So spells would have disadvantage. I'm guessing.
Sorry, say that again, sir.
Would I have disadvantage for ranged spell attacks?
Well, because of the darkness.
No, because of the proximity within me.
Yes. Yeah. Because
Okay.
he's within 5 feet.
Unless it's a touch one. Actually, no. That one can make a wisdom saving throw. No, sorry, dex saving throw.
Oh, dex. Better. 5. No.
Okay. I need 3d6. Actually, no. I'm gonna have 4d6. Actually, because I'm casting at a second level.
On me.
Hang on.
It's burning hands.
Good push. Hang on.
Oh,
God.
fuck.
Oh no!
Went down.
That was a 6, but I'll re-roll them anyway because it didn't go in. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So that's
Just
3,
switch around.
6, 12, 16 damage
16 damage.
on that one.
You
Basically 5 rejects from my hand.
as you project the fire out, you can see that it takes a lot of damage from your fire, more than your normal. It would normally do.
It's
Seems to
their
be quite
weakness.
vulnerable to it.
Fire. Yeah, it's almost like the beast, if you read the bestiary.
It leaps back and just collapses in a mound afterwards. The next one runs and leaps.
Is it dead?
Did you use
Yeah,
Igni by
it's
any
dead.
chance?
I thought like
You literally just used Igni on that.
Fucking hell.
oh, kill it with Igni.
No, 11's hit.
Nope.
It'll move away as well.
Make a dex saving throw.
God, this guy's gonna
12.
They're just gonna kill themselves.
Just give him D6.
Yeah, I think keep
They're
this
just
bit
gonna
out.
fucking
I'm
kill
going to cast it
themselves.
at first level now. I'm going to cast it at first level.
Okay.
The
so
underdogs
I
are
only
gonna come
need
to us and just be like, "How'd you kill it? We really didn't have to try that hard."
No, we did it by accident.
Jesus Christ.
At 6, 9.
He's gonna
10,
walk
11,
up into
12.
the thing and won't get
13.
himself your undead problem, by the way.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Right!
I need a raise.
That's one dead.
I mean, that would get you
What was
deeper.
it?
It was
like-
6, 5, 4. So that's
Dead.
11.
It's more than 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's dead.
Alright, it's more than 9.
Okay, so that's 2 dead. Excellent.
2 dead. Damn.
And that's just, this is just on his reaction. So they, you see
Is that what they do?
5
Do they
more.
run
One leaps
away?
again. Okay, this one will actually hit.
No, it's because
21
he's
to
using
hit.
making him do a wisdom saving
Uh,
throw.
Wow, that's nice. 8 slashing damage as
Like
its bone
clerics are
claws
like
slash
the
at you.
best at fighting undead, basically.
Yeah, it's what
It
they
also is going to try and move away.
Dex saving throw.
Oh, for God's sake, to not run out of these bloody things yet. 15.
It's taking half damage.
Okay. So it just takes
5, 10, 12.
Cool.
12. So it
Six.
takes,
Six damage.
so it takes 6, but it's vulnerable, so it's the normal 12. It just takes normal
Wait,
damage.
really?
Yeah,
If
okay.
it's vulnerable, it doesn't take half.
I'm guessing
Is
it's
it taking double
No,
damage?
it does. It takes half. So normally it would take half damage.
Yeah.
Which would be 6 what he rolled, but because it's vulnerable, it just takes normal damage as opposed to him getting 12 and it taking
Because-
24.
Does that mean, is it because it's vulnerable? It would
When
take
it's
double
vulnerable,
damage.
it takes.
So is
when
it-
it's
is it
vulnerable,
dead?
it takes double damage.
Double damage,
which is half.
damn.
Is it dead?
No.
Ah,
So
okay.
it was 12 damage. You said.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was normal 12. Yeah. So no, that one is still alive and it backs up. So that one's got
You guys want to help?
6 left. And
Do I
next one runs up and leaps. Okay, that's an 8 to hit,
No.
and then it moves away as well.
Wait, so
Wisdom
is it the creature that moves away? Is this part of its?
Okay, that one's a 17.
Yeah.
Is it part of the
it
creature's
takes half
movement pattern
damage.
to move back afterwards?
Yes.
Oh, like a drowned would.
Oh, well,
Or is it
no,
because it was-
but they are moving back. Like they come in to try
I'll
and
do
move back. They're not,
second level
they're
now.
not
Oh, they're
smart.
retreating.
They're
They're
retreating
retreating after.
after they try to attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm casting this on
because
the
it's a
second level.
tiny little thin thing. So
Ah,
it's,
yeah. That is what drowners do as well, don't they?
Oh, wait.
yeah, they do
That's
have a
si-
completely different ability, but
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
14 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's one more.
Okay. So that was number 4. Okay, 5 comes in. Okay, that's a unnatural 20 to hit.
Unnatural, yeah.
For
I think you mean a bit dirty.
Dirty 20.
Bit of a dirty one.
7 slashing damage.
Okay, so that's.
It's not unnatural, it's just a bit.
Okay,
And
yeah.
he's going to step away.
Yeah.
Dex.
Yeah, make a saving throw.
Oh yeah, of course. 5.
No.
He's gonna kill all these guys.
At 6.
It's dead.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
this-
Oh my god.
Brilliant.
Okay.
next one.
This is a.
This is 5 then, I think.
No, that was. The last one was
That
5.
was one. So this is 6. So 6 is a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
For
Wow.
5 slashing. More
Okay.
bony claws, just carve them again. Like you were just tanking this.
Yeah. I was watching this like, this is actually genuinely impressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
We witnessed a lot of
It
balance.
steps away. Presumably.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Okay. 18 this time though.
Yep, so that takes half damage. I'm going to cast that at second level. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Okay. And the last one comes in late. 5 doesn't hit.
No. And make a wisdom saving throw.
That was cocked. That was also cocked. 16 plus. Yeah, I mean, unnatural 16.
So 16.
Yeah. 18.
18. Oh, sorry, saves. So that's 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 12, 15.
Okay. The ones that are remaining look completely cunted.
I turn around that
Somehow
battered
it's like I
bruise.
can see it.
I turn around battered and bruised and be like, your turn.
Bastard.
I don't know now.
Can I do an action now? Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah,
That
it's your
That was
turn.
their turn.
That was all their turn.
She's got back to me. I'm meeting her for my bag
I'm
tonight.
going to use.
Okay, that's good.
But there's no point in getting the character sheet now. I don't think is that all. Almost.
No.
You must be
I'm
looking for a
going to
character
use-
sheet, whatever that is.
Yeah.
They're all like
Thought we
one
were using-
after the other, by the way. 4 of them 5 spaces away.
Yeah.
How many are
They're
there?
15 foot away from you.
How many are left?
4.
4.
Like
Maybe-
within 5
Might
foot of
not
each
kill
other.
all of them.
15 foot away from you.
I'm going to use firebolt on the closest one to me, I guess.
Burning these balls.
Oh,
out.
that's 14.
Yeah, hit.
D10. That's
12.
12. I'll just roll this. Oh, that's a 2.
Closest one to you.
Yeah.
Guess that is that one.
Is it fire damage? Yeah, it's fire
Fire
damage.
damage was 4. Okay. It's not quite dead, but it's very close. As it like you just hear throughout the entire round, you just really hear.
You
You just can't actually see
bolts of
anything.
fire just.
Yeah, it's like flash grenades going off, just like.
These like disgusting forms lighting up for a second, and some of them just. And then others
do I
just
know
running
how many are
away.
left?
Sorry.
How many are left?
Still 4.
Still 4. I go to Kensei. There are 4 left.
All of them are well below bloodied.
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
go. There are 4 left. I did what I can. I think it's time for you go at the front. Because took quite a bit of damage.
Oh, the zombie's just relaxing now.
Oh, you are actually hurt.
Yes, I am hurt. They did damage.
Sorry, it's like you were doing so well. I just assumed you didn't get hurt.
No,
He took a lot of damage.
I'm, yeah,
He
yeah.
took a lot of damage.
Yeah, I took a lot of damage.
But just imagine, like, if this was real combat, like, it would have been, it would have been a challenging situation for you guys to have been in.
But somehow by splitting the party, we made it easier.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
the one time
No,
in D&D history.
a Shiraz just comes out of around.
Hey, don't tempt me, because I will just throw something awful in
I
you.
tell Kensei, like, where they are. They're, like,
You still
the
get
direction.
disadvantage on the attacks, but they are.
I don't
Wait,
go anywhere
can
near
I
that
cast-
direction.
I can cast Prestidigitation. It's a bonus action. Can I do it as a bonus action? It's Prestidigitation, a bonus action.
No, it's a full action.
Isn't it?
Unless you can't do that yet.
No.
You can't quick cast.
I need healing. I do need healing.
Okay, who's next?
I'm gonna just go to the toilet.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh, he's gone now. I can't yell at him. Yeah, because I can't really see them, and I was under the impression we were probably going to use these anyway for like a later plan. So Kensei is probably going to go to Alistair and Aria. It's like, how about we just leave? Let's just go back the way we came.
I can't see anything that is going on.
Oh, doesn't Aria have dark vision?
I don't think so. She's
Oh,
human.
yes.
Oh,
I
she
can
does.
see. I see everything that's happening. He's killed almost all of them. Quite impressive, actually.
Perhaps we should just leave in case
So
we make things worse.
How many's left?
A couple left.
4 bloodied.
Four left.
Yeah, injured.
Well below bloodied.
Well, at least
Well,
they've been weakened, so they probably
Yeah, if we need to come back, we can.
yeah, they probably might heal. Or
So
breathe.
I'm gonna.
Jesus
Do they
Christ.
breathe?
God,
Can't believe
maybe. God, they're only dead, I
You're
guess.
so excited as well.
So yeah, I'm going to, because you're right next to me, right?
I'm in front of you at this point.
Yeah. I'm going to grab you and start moving towards the exit.
Wait, what? take care of the dead. They are dead.
We don't want. Why would we kill them now when we want them to use them as a tool?
You wanted to use them as a tool?
Yeah, to reveal this place. If there's undead spotted near here, people will have to investigate.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can roll with that.
Okay.
And I start to drag him and Aria.
Pretend I'm more hurt than I am, basically, and I'm just like pretend I'm like.
I pick you up like a sack of spuds
I'm
and
just
put you over my shoulder. Then
I'm making all the wounds seem worse than they are, basically, just like.
Okay. Okay, well, for the sake of things, you run your way back out the sewer, and after a short jaunt, the gurglers don't seem to follow you.
Jesus
As
Christ.
they sink back into the sewers.
I just want to say on the record, I didn't know fire damage was going to double. I thought it was radiant.
I've never had to run away from a fight we were winning.
It's normally radiant. Doesn't always work. Not all undead are vulnerable to radiant.
Yeah,
It just so happened that
Oh my god!
It was
their
just-
element is water. Their opposition is fire.
It was just gonna. It was my strongest spell. That wasn't like.
I feel so bad about robbing you of that because that would have felt so gratifying if we just done that ourselves.
Yeah, I just
Just
felt like
by
if
accidentally just
if I-
solved their
yeah.
issue.
if I walk.
You're welcome.
You accidentally
We work for them
help the underdog.
Yeah.
Fuck me, like.
Okay, so you guys have run back out the sewer and now back in.
I'm basically just like. I speak. Help!
I drag him like
die.
back round to the door where we knocked earlier and just like.
What on the door for the warehouse?
What?
Yeah, the door for the warehouse, right? When we tried to get in earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I'd just be like, What? Okay, hold up my arm with the symbol shipping.
Is it concentration?
It's no. It doesn't say.
Okay.
This pose I'm putting on. Fight the power! Like, the moment you open. The moment you open.
The large wooden door is just.
I'm
open
up at this
to
point
the side, and stood in front of you is this balding gentleman with a little bit of like growing back hair around the sides of his head, with a basically like a neck beard that comes up to a point. Who are you?
I'm Alistair.
I've never heard of you.
I was sent by Camilla. Your undead problem. Wait, is this the same warehouse as the?
This is the same warehouse.
Yeah, your undead problem.
Show us your symbol. Oh, come in.
We're just walking.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we're walking in.
I suppose the boss will want to see you.
Yes.
Upstairs, office.
Alright.
Don't disturb him. If he's in the middle of something, he won't be happy.
Okay.
He turns around, you can see he goes back to picking up a crate.
Is this the hand?
I don't think you would reveal
so
himself that
you-
easily.
Oh shit, it isn't, it's one floor, never mind, I take that back. That's
Need
not
some
what he said.
Does anyone have anything?
He
Just
pointed,
hear now, I mean, like, they're not going to question him. Like,
9 HP.
he pointed to the opposite side. He pointed
You
to the
said
opposite
you'd do
side
it
of the
anyway.
room towards like some glass paneling and basically like makeshift walls to make like an office space within this warehouse. So what you see is it's from 50 foot from where those main doors where you saw before, all the way down is 70 foot to the other side in length. And like what they saw, there are these rows of basically containers being held in these strips of storage. There is a large crane that looks over a basin of water with an opening that seems to lead out into the bay. Portcullis kind of drawn down over that into the water itself, and more storage around.
As we're walking to Val-Aeria, so what's your plan of taking this down?
I was under the impression we would be scouting today, but
Yes,
I was hoping to maybe use the undead to draw in more public attention.
Okay.
We cannot act ourselves against this place, but if we were to draw in the attention of the guards, and they took it down for us, such as if someone reported seeing undead around this building.
I'll let you take the lead then. Or like of doing that part, getting the guards to.
Seagulls.
But if we leave this place alive, we can talk about that.
Yes.
No, I didn't hear seagulls earlier today. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
There's just enough rubbish. They were like, oh, God, lunch!
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Yes.
Perhaps we should proceed to see the boss.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix yourself up.
I'd take a healing potion I've got,
Okay,
plug it down.
cool.
That's a regular one, so it's a D4.
2d4 plus. 2d4 plus 4.
2d4.
No, 2d4 plus 2.
Plus wisdom?
No.
So
It's
2d4
just
plus
plus
2. 3. Well, that's cocked.
Hey!
6, 7, 8. So 9.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing as you chuck your health potion?
As we're going up to see the boss, the boss, he says one floor, didn't he?
Yeah,
It's all on the same
there's
floor.
like an office
As
space
we're
on the other
going
side.
towards the office space, I'm just looking around to see if I can get a glimpse at what's in these crates.
As it's going, I'm going to use, again, the Eye of the Grave to see if there's any more undead.
Oh, I always forget to take off bloody concerning hobbits. Right, roll me a perception check. What are you looking out for, sorry?
It's the See Undead.
16.
Eye of the Grave, because I've got 2 more uses
Okay.
of that.
Is it blocked by anything?
It doesn't. No, it's. It just says sense undead within 60 feet.
16 on my perception.
16, okay. So, what you can see,
10.
there are numerous barrels and crates around. Some of them, again, have been slightly ajar. When stuff is being put into them. You can see that there are men walking around, like with there's someone who is walking up to a one of the crates with like a small wooden plate with wrapped packages on it, and starts placing them inside like this. These crates of grain. You can see like he's digging it out, putting stuff in.
So the crates are filled with like grain, and then
Some of them seem to be filled with grain, yes.
Okay.
And then he's like moving, putting stuff inside the grain.
Okay. So what's in the crates is probably not what they're actually doing.
You don't sense anything.
Low perception.
Proceed to the boss then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to jump back to you real quick.
No!
I know, it's horrible.
What we do?
I mean,
Slip
that was
fire.
literally just like
What?
attack, boom, attack,
Yeah.
boom, attack, boom.
Wait, oh god.
So you
I
guys
thought
are
we were
looking
accidentally
in
going to solve
the
that problem
warehouse.
there, like, for a sec. Oh
Yeah,
man, that
I
was so
totally
funny.
forgot about using them.
So we do it now. It is daylight, and I don't think they have as many men here as they would in the evening. But there is only 2 of us.
What about if we want goods?
It's true. Do we want goods? I didn't think we wanted goods.
That's true.
I went down there, jumped down, transformed, destroyed the place, and they think it's a witch.
I love the way Frisk thinks.
Everyone loves the way Frisk.
Sure.
Yeah,
Why not? Go for it.
they did say, oh, didn't, actually, I don't give a, no, I don't care what he
Go for it.
he said quietly, but I don't really care.
Oh no!
Why did we send them to the
Hey, already.
Why do we send them alone? we caused this.
I'm gonna jump and transform into a bear.
Oh, motherfucker.
Well, I actually don't have enough minutes in this one, I don't think.
There's not enough minutes.
That is not what you want to hear, is it, to be honest? Okay, so you land in this, the middle of this space. You hear the rushing as people
Are you in it as well, Mr.
appear upstairs. So,
Yes.
they charge up the stairs hearing this thunderous smash on the ground, and one of them turns to see this giant bear in the ground.
What the fuck?
They kind of look at each other. And they charge around. Oh, yo, that's. Ooh.
Does he get a surprise round because he surprised them?
No, they're not getting surprised.
Not by a bear dropping from the sky?
I mean, they are definitely shocked, but, you know, they are definitely going to attack. So, 5, 10,
What?
30.
Oh,
5, 15, 20, 25,
Oh, so they've got
5, 10, 15,
Okay, that's not too bad.
25. That's you, thank you.
They're not all going to be close to me, so.
If they're humans, they have the
Yeah.
20.
10, 15, 20, 30,
Yeah, I think I could get out of there actually.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Even just one getting
20,
opportunity is not too bad.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Well, don't kill
Okay.
Straight up.
Okay,
Just
So-
get yourself out.
these things are partially see-through,
Yeah. So you're going to shoot through them, I guess.
but being through them provides 3/4 cover. But you are within range, visible range of this one, this one, this one, and obviously this
Yeah.
one. That guy you have cover from. So the one that's right next to you is he pulls out like a blunted mace
Yeah.
and swings it at your hide. Woo, that is a 23 to hit
Yeah, that hits.
for 3 bludgeoning damage.
Does
Cool.
bear have resistance to any damage?
No.
And then as he smacks it into your hide, he tries to bring it back over and hit you
Oh,
again.
yeah,
multi-attack.
forget they've got multi-attack. Shit.
Oh, that's cocked, but that would have been a natural 1. It's not. It's a 16. 16 to
yeah.
hit for 5 bludgeoning damage. He smacks it on your back.
Shit.
Okay.
Oh.
So
This is like
on
a
the other
reverse
side, these
scam
two,
mode.
you see they pull out like heavy crossbows,
Fine.
bring up and try to fire at you. So this one here is going to shoot at you with his heavy crossbow. For that is definitely going to miss. It's not even. It's like a 5.
Yeah, misses.
So
Yeah.
slams into the wood on the side. Next one shoots at you. 12 to hit.
Hits.
12 hits.
Yeah,
From
and then
that.
over 11 armor class.
Oh,
What's the
shit,
what's the
wow.
armor class of the bear?
Yeah, 11
okay,
natural
so
armor
that
class.
is.
I've got higher armor class as me.
That is just 8 piercing damage as the bolt slams into your side. One more from the guy over there. Cocked. That's a 9 to hit,
Hold
so
on,
that'll
9,
miss.
8.
And then 3/4 cover is +5 to AC, So what's your AC? It's 11.
So it'll be
So
16.
yours AC 16 in regards to this final hit because he's shooting through some stuff, which won't hit because that's a 12.
Beautiful.
Let me just check. I
Might.
believe that's.
Just get the fuck out, mate.
Yeah, I'm climbing out of there.
Oh no, you're gonna take 2 opportunity attacks.
1. Well, no, multi-attack. Yeah.
The opportunity they don't get multi-attack.
I'm rolling all the ranged attacks. They all have advantage on you because one of the guys is next to you.
Pack tactics. Fuck.
Fucking
yeah.
The
shit.
first one
You gotta do what you gotta do.
won't. It's a 4.
Yes.
The second one. No, I'm not going to do that because I can't remember which one hit you now. So
No,
we
no,
won't do that.
you
I
sure?
don't, yeah, but I don't remember, so it's fine. I don't remember it. Okay, so
After this.
that is there go.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use my 30-foot climb to climb back from where I came.
Okay, you are climbing over a breaking building, and it's literally the ceiling.
Shit, and I'm a
So you're
bear.
gonna have to roll either athletics or acrobatics because as much as you have a climbing speed, the actual stuff itself is falling apart,
Yeah,
and you are a heavy creature.
I'm a bear. Yeah.
You're a bear trying to climb up the wall
I
of the
don't-
building.
Can I see, but before I do this, any windows like here or here I can go through? hole.
Not on this side. This side's connected
Yeah.
to the building. On these sides, there's like
This is
smashed
the
windows,
only
but
way
they're
out
like
then.
small windows, like not even that size. Maybe a third of the size of that middle window.
yeah. This is the only way out then.
Other than the stairs.
So
then.
what am I rolling? Athletics? You say?
Athletics or acrobatics?
That's Dex, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is it plus 0 to Dex? 16.
16. What, just in total or?
Yeah, it's just 16.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so you start to climb up the wall. The wall is like falling apart and tearing, and the ceiling now just like completely ripping as you climb up over onto the roof above. That's your this is your turn, isn't it? So you're doing that's your
But
movement.
yeah, that's my
to move
movement.
up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is going to get an opportunity
Yeah.
attack on you. It's cocked. It's cocked. Fucking
Jesus,
Christ,
Jesus.
that doesn't make much of a difference. It's a 10 to hit.
Yeah, misses.
Yeah,
11.
Um,
I can do multi-attack. Or...
no, not an opportunity. Okay, so you climb up to the top. Rusty is there. What, Rusty? You just see them leap down. Moments later, swarms of people coming up to the tower, and then he climbs back up.
So he's climbing back up right
He's
now.
just climbed to
As
the
a
top
bear.
of to the roof again.
I'm running downstairs.
You want to get out of there as well.
Okay.
I don't even know how I'm
Downstairs.
going to get out.
Oh my god. Okay, so
The combat's still going to be going, I guess.
are you
isn't
doing
it?
anything else?
Can I obviously can't get downstairs as a bear. Am I too big?
Can you?
You can certainly try to get your way down. You could
I
probably
could
squeeze
probably,
it through.
or unwild. I could be unwild shape because I can just switch back, can't I? I don't have to wait the hour.
Okay. Yeah, you can just switch back as a bonus action. Yeah. Okay. So you come to the top. You're running down. You're switching back into your form.
Because
They're chasing.
yeah, they are going
They've
to.
just seen a bear fall in, climb up. So they're going to
You're
chase.
just a lost
all-
bear.
all
You're just a
five
lost
of
bear.
you.
Play it off.
Okay. Okay.
Can they climb up?
I don't think
Try.
3 of them don't need to, do
Okay. So 3 of them managed to make the check and climb up back onto the top.
Oh, I should have kept as a bear.
Um,
Done.
Wait, you have a wild shape attack.
he did as a
I
bonus
did,
action.
yeah.
He said he's
To try and get down the stairs to get out.
Wow, busting out a new thing now.
So you definitely can't pose as one of the mercenaries.
No, I can't what?
Can't pose as one of the mercenaries now.
Because
Definitely not.
You're
Because they've seen.
Where's Thrisk?
Well,
Okay, so we'll say
Just
that
dash, man.
Yeah,
Dash.
I'm
He's
gonna
up there.
try to get out there.
Oh. Oh god. So many.
so they're climbing up.
Did they see him transform back?
I mean, they see him stood there, kind of like
They don't
out
know
of
you
breath, having
transformed
just
back.
transformed. They haven't necessarily seen him transform though.
Maybe
but
they'll
I don't
just
think
let
it
it go.
really matters at this
No.
point. They
Did you super?
excuse me.
Burger,
Okay,
it's
so
like-
they climb up. I'm going to say for the thing that you climbed out of is going to be like over here. We'll say it's these 4 squares. Do we have anything we can mark that with?
Just use my dice.
Okay. So you have to be able to move onto these squares here, and then drop down. So they're going to move up to attack you.
You've gone down the stairs.
Yeah,
Wait, if they
you've
climb-
escaped
I
down the
was on-
stairs.
if they
I was on an opposite building, wasn't
Yeah, so this is the rooftop on of the second building. So he's climbed up to the top and was on the building that you were on, that you guys climbed out of.
Yeah. So
If they climb 30 foot up, does that mean they don't have any
So
more
this is the roof of your building, and so
Okay.
they've just this is the roof of the second building over here. Imagine this is the other building. So this is the next door. So they've climbed up the roof here, and this is the roof of the other building. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
I see. Okay.
If they climb 30 feet up, does that mean they won't be able to reach him? So movement is 30 feet if they're humans.
Yeah.
They'd have to
Yeah.
dash.
Yeah,
They
that's
won't be
fine.
able to reach him.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Fair enough.
Just get
What's your movement like?
what it was as a bear or
As a bear.
as a bear it was 40.
40. Okay. Just because that's how
Yeah.
we were
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to move.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
so the 3 of them, like you're just trying to, they're just in front, but they're gonna try and shoot at you
Yeah,
anyway.
take
So they
some
pull
shots.
out some crossbows slung over their back, miss. Not even worth checking. That is definitely gonna hit. That's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
For 10 piercing damage.
Shit. Yeah.
And the other one is a miss. That's a 7 to
Yeah.
hit. Okay. You'll go.
Let's run the way Rusty ran.
Run
Okay.
like the wind, boy.
So you
You can,
Thirty.
you can dash if.
Dash,
Yeah,
yes, I'm going to
just
dash.
dash.
Yeah, so that's
Dash
double
on
my
every fucking
speed.
turn.
Yes.
Gotta get the hell out of here.
So 60, so
So you can
5,
get over that.
10, 15,
You'll be
20,
over that.
25.
So he went down the steps, down that thing.
Oh, so I was here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah.
So you leap down and you start making your way
Right.
down the stairs, and you can hear they're coming after you, and we're now in a little bit of a chase.
Yes, it's chase
Hide
time.
and sneaking.
Cue
So-
the yakety sax music.
So
I like how
for the
we're
sake
doing
of this,
stealthy
roll me
shit.
roll
You've
me
stealthed in.
an initiative, just
Without
for the sake of
already
being in the
our
chase, so
stealth
we can go around.
sucks.
Oh.
I
thought that was a
10. Okay, sweet.
We've just been like, fuck it.
So it'll be them, you, then.
Oh, Mayfly's not going to be happy.
Well,
You could
he's
use.
lost.
I mean, we didn't
No, it's
kill
okay.
anyone.
It's alright.
He's
wait.
quite
Okay, so they are now chasing you down. They're trying to climb down the stairs, down the side. So they all leap down and start making chase, and you can see them just starting to come down the steps. Arush, you've run down the stairs and have made it to the bottom of the building by this point, because obviously you're about a round or two ahead. What would you like to do? You've literally just got to the bottom of the stairs, and you can hear Thrisk screeching as he's running down, and also the shouting from right at the top. Like looking up through the bouncers, you can see 3 guys running down after you.
So I'm right at the bottom.
Yeah.
What are the front doors looking like?
We came through a window,
Yeah, we did.
It looks like it's boarded up. They're chasing you down.
Do they look quite sturdy? The doors.
They look outside as the ones for the windows were.
didn't we? This music's very apt. I've been in these situations before where I've had to run.
Stop there.
In the name of the law.
In the name of the law. gone so wrong.
Okay.
So wrong.
D&D guys.
Okay, so I'm in that room where the window that we climbed through.
Yeah.
My shoulder starts turning purple, and like the veins up my neck are turning purple.
Nice.
My eyes turn golden.
You do what I think you're doing.
And I'm going to change my appearance to look as Fenric. And disguise myself.
okay.
What?
Wait, what the fuck? Where did you get this?
It's your feet.
It's one of my spells, disguise self. And I'm going to look like Fenric.
Okay. So Fenric is down there. The rest of you, what are you doing? Running down the stairs.
You haven't seen him turn into Pembroke.
Wait, he hasn't seen it. I'm at the bottom, right?
Oh,
He's still
yeah,
running
he
down.
hasn't seen it.
Fenric,
You're
you're alive.
like in the room.
I'm
He's
killing you.
downstairs. So you're running downstairs. What are you going to do?
I'll go down the stairs, go to
Okay,
the
roll me a d20.
roll D20.
Yeah, it's just a.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you speed ahead like there's like a
lightning.
like the fear of God has been put in you.
Aris! Mom! Help me!
Like you just leap down the middle of the steps.
That sounds like a scared golem. Like,
and hit the bottom and just scurry into the room, and suddenly Fenrix is stood in front of you.
What are you doing here?
Come with me, come with me.
And just climb out the window. Climb out
We're
the window.
climbing up. That's my only option.
Okay. They fall behind a little bit as you make it into the street. Where would you like to go? They haven't even made the spot on the stairs yet.
They haven't.
No.
Should we run down some alleys?
Yeah, let's just get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You bolt it, but like with a speed of fury, making it out the square before the three of them come out, and the other door for the other building opens. Another 5 people walk out and just look around. Their
Have they seen us?
crossbows out, looking
Right.
around.
wait, this is
And
like
they
a tower
kind
block.
of spread out. Some of them go back into the
This is
building.
terrifying.
Others go back into the one that you ran out of to check in there, and others are coming out to look around the square as you bolt it and get out of there.
So whereabouts are we? Sorry.
Just outside the square, like you've just run out of the square onto like one of the main roads. It's up to you what you want to do now.
Let's across the square. The more visible we are, the less likely they are to kill us.
Do you think?
Because passers-by, that draws a lot of attention to their way.
It didn't stop them when we were having that fight with them in the street last time.
Yeah, but we were
We were
behind.
like in an alleyway.
Yeah.
They came in the middle of nowhere.
And there should be
Plus
guards
we were in a
around
shitty
somewhere.
part of town.
Yeah, we wouldn't have time to discuss this.
No,
would we?
no.
I'm running across the
I'm following
square.
you.
I'm
Okay.
running across the square.
I'm in a state of panic, so basically you.
You're just following.
Yeah, I'm just following Fenrix.
You
That's
are
crazy.
out of view. You're out of view.
We're out of view?
Yeah, they can't. They haven't been able. You managed to get away from them. They couldn't see. They were looking around to try and find you. They're trying to investigate the square and the whole area.
Okay.
You're safe.
But we're,
Don't
so
you
we're
think?
out.
You're out of the square.
Okay.
Now look around for a.
That's
a
you
sewer
running
entrance.
out of the square, and then it's up to you what you want to do.
So they haven't seen us.
They haven't seen you.
Look for a sewer.
I'm going to turn around
Where's Rusty?
and shout, "Tell the hound there's more where that came from!" And hopefully they'll see Fenric shouting this.
Roll me a performance check.
It's really so funny, but it turns out like Fenrix was like the bottom feet.
10.
9.
Oh!
So you see them just kind of watch. They don't even say anything. They just watch as nothing happens because they haven't seen you. But they kind of. Oh no, you appeared, didn't you, as Fenrix, right?
Yeah, I'm still
Okay,
looking
yeah.
at Fenric.
So yeah, they watch Fenrix run.
Mm.
Kind of like the last you see, they're like talking to each other.
Okay, cool.
I just ran away.
And we're, yeah, okay.
gracious me.
My God, you lucky son of a bitch.
You are so fucking lucky. Oh, you have no
We
idea.
went through so many emotions. We thought we were going to blow up.
Oh, we thought you were going to blow up, then we thought you were
I was
going to
ready
get
to
shot.
make a new character right there. I had already accepted.
I was kind of expecting that there was a possibility that either you were going to be kidnapped or...
That's why you don't make stupid decisions. Wild
I
card.
mean, it was
Wild
very...
card,
Wild card.
bitches.
It was very thrift. Put it that way.
It was very threat. It's a learning curve, you know? Okay.
Yeah, maybe next time we just don't
God.
turn into a bear and jump into a
escaped-
warehouse.
Having now escaped, where would you like to go?
Good lord.
I'm gonna be
Still
one.
looking like Felix.
Where is Rusty?
Oh
Is
yeah.
he dead?
Sorry, that's gonna disappear.
What? You know magic?
No questions. Where are we staying? What's the name of the place we're staying?
Let's go to the Hound. Don't tell anyone of this.
Oh, okay.
Even us.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
That whole experience.
Yeah, so we'll just go back to the inn.
Okay.
Oh
you
my
head back
God.
to the...
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Oh, that's
That's the notes.
I thought that was going to be like, Thrisk.
This mission went so off the rails.
We've helped them.
We know their response.
Hey, I mean,
though, for when
we did. Oh, you have a new plan, maybe, in the works now.
Well, we were planning on going back. Well, it was just to scout.
It was a scout the place and
Yeah,
navigation.
mission, no. Oh man.
Both of you went to scout the places. Both of you ended up going into the respective
Yes.
buildings
We did.
and doing something you were not planning to do.
I really don't know what my logic was to
Okay.
that. I think Chris literally just inhabited my body and
There's muscle memory.
yeah.
You thought it looked like a drain, like
Yeah.
a shitter.
Okay, we're gonna go back to
Oh
your
yeah.
factory
Where were we
real
again?
quick. You're heading to the
I don't
office.
even remember after all that.
I forgot
You're
what I
heading
was
to
going to say
the.
to
You're
him.
heading to the office.
I forgot what I
We'll
was going to
do that and then we'll just. God, I'm too ill for this shit.
That was
I'm trying
Crazy.
so hard to try and stay on top of what's going on, and then suddenly I'm like, I'm ill. Okay, so you're at the.
Oh man.
You're heading towards the office
Yeah.
within the Vale Street.
I just. How are we going to get the guards in this place? Just finding undead. What is that sort of thing we're thinking of? Are we going to get the guards to notice the undead? I'm saying this as we're like walking.
Yeah.
Perhaps it would be ideal to let a couple of them escape either into this warehouse or onto the street.
I think it'd be better go into the street, considering if they come into this warehouse, quite a few workers here that will kill them.
Makes sense.
Alright, so what are we doing with the boss then? How are we going to keep this off?
Well,
So just say we're here to fix warehouse problem, go down into the sewers and just leave the undead out into the day.
I mean,
Camilla, what's again? Camilla did say that you did say that Camilla sent us, right?
Yes.
And that's not entirely a lie. She did send you here.
Yes. It's not a lie at all.
You know, maybe just stick to that for now.
Okay.
Just like we've been sent to reinforce.
Okay.
So I guess we're out the door then.
Yeah, sure. You can see like the silhouette of someone, a individual sat maybe at a desk.
Is there anyone else?
It's like fog squint glass.
Does it seem that there's anyone else in the
Roll
room?
me a perception check.
No, 10.
So slow paced compared to what we spoke of.
No, it doesn't seem like that.
I guess I knock on the door.
Can't be like
Totally forgotten what our plan was.
I wish
I'm
I
in.
had a this is way better talking.
I walk in.
Okay, so you open the door into
My hood's up.
okay.
All that shit.
into an office space. Neat stacks of papers and files, folders, etc. Shelves with books and other stationery as part of it. There is a desk in the middle, and sat behind it, behind piles of stacked paperwork, is a stocky-looking creature, long, slightly matted hair, a thick neckbeard again that comes up, and big old beard, basically braided into two, then into four at the end, with like metal rings on the ends. Big button nose. May I help you? And there's a dwarf sat in front of you.
Fast dwarf.
Camilla has sent us to help you with your undead problem.
I don't remember asking her to send anyone.
She did anyway. She thought you could use reinforcements.
Have you got any proof of? Fair enough.
Where are they coming out of?
It's not about where they're coming out of, but how they're swarming the banks. It drives eyes to look as the warehouse, but we do have an access point to the sewers, where obviously we're bringing in our goods, but they're made some kind of nest down there, or whatever you call it, and it's made it impossible to bring in from the sewers. So we've had to try and find alternative ways of getting goods in here.
I see, so if we clear out the sewers, you'll be able to get your goods in here.
If you clear out the sewers, we'll be able to do our job better.
I see. Where is this entrance to the sewers?
Just on the left. Outside the office. Over at the side. At the top.
What is he talking about inside the warehouse?
Yeah, inside the warehouse, but he beckons you to look.
Yeah.
At the far end on the left. There's another one of those like like stockpile shelves, and but on the end, on the side in the corner of the room, there is like a sewer grate on the ground, where it looks like they've been bringing in the scuff marks all across the ground. It looks like they've been bringing in stuff via that entrance.
Very well. I'll see what I can do.
I presume she's paying you and she's not expecting me to.
We work more closely with her employer, and she has sent us through him.
Fine, do your job, and then it would be good if you could leave. I don't like having new faces around.
Understandable.
Right?
Get the fuck out of here.
What did he say?
Get at them.
Alright, sure.
And he returns to scrawling on whatever piece of paper he was writing on beforehand.
Okay. So before we should probably, I continue walking to the first mission. Okay. So we've gotten a decent layout of the place. I think our best idea is to find a way to draw the guards here. He did say that he didn't like the attention it was bringing. That's our way to take this place down without bloodshed. And
How are we going to
don't know if I was actually came up. Shall I carry him?
How are we going to draw the guards in?
Perhaps we take them in for the sewer entrance. Or we let some of the creatures escape from the sewer entrance.
Okay, yeah. We can see if that's what we
Well,
see.
first of all, let's go back to the inn so we can at least compare
Yes,
with the
we
others.
go. I'm guessing he wants us to go down the sewer entrance.
Oh, what now? Like the one in the building? No, I like. Hang on. Did he say he wanted, like, he expected us to do it like right now?
I'm guessing. I said we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, so we didn't say we'd do it now. Yeah, so we'll just like, leave then, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Casual as possible.
He's not watching you.
Yeah.
I am casually walking to the door.
Nothing to see. Yeah?
Beep boop.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay, so you guys head out of the warehouse. A couple of glances your way, but I mean, you've been let in here, talk to the guy in charge, and nothing has
Happened.
Yeah, so they allow you to leave without any kind of issue. And you are outside the warehouse. Are you heading back to the inn, you say?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Back into the inn.
Yeah. So as about 2 p.m. Begins.
We just
Late
as
early
we're back, we
afternoon.
just say,
Early afternoon, you arrive back at the early. At early afternoon, you arrive back at the early hound to find the others of your companions there, except Dara. Dara's obviously still out, probably successfully doing her jobs. And
she's just rolling 20 after 20.
She's rolling.
And you all meet up back at the early hound, and yeah.
Right, so we've scouted our warehouse. We've got a good place of how we get in and how to get out, and we also have the beginnings of a plan of how to take it down without anyone being killed. How about you guys?
Yes, we are. we know. We know what it looks like inside.
You did. You managed to get inside.
It's heavily guarded.
Heavily guarded.
Is there any way we can get you back in contact with that woman?
Camilla.
Convince her that Fenric has his own group and they've gone rogue.
Why?
What's happened?
They saw us, and so I have a feeling they could potentially be on high alert now.
And I don't think we could be seen together in public.
But if we can convince them that
Well,
there's
they-
corruption from the inside,
If they saw you, then why would they think Fenrix is still alive?
They saw Fenrix.
Fenrix is alive.
Alex is with you?
Fenrix was there.
Fenrix was there.
Right. How did you rope Fenris?
We didn't kill Fenrix. We just said that he should leave, and he didn't leave.
Is there any way you think you can convince her?
I don't even know how to get into. I'm not actually working for her. I don't know how to.
If we go back to the pub,
When I was a little tiny spider, it seemed pretty convincing from where I was climbing.
Yeah, so they have meetings. They have designated meeting points. I don't know where she usually is. And if I walk, I'm new. If I walk in there, she might think something's up.
she thinks you're higher than her. So if you call an urgent meeting
I don't know how to.
within this frenzy,
And if they, yes, they may tell you about the viewing of Fenrix at the place.
we could potentially convince them this place needs more guards from higher up, gets us in there, and then we're on the inside.
They won't put us in there.
And how are you going to take it down if there's more guards there?
The roof exploded. There must be some way of bringing this warehouse down.
Without killing people. Last time I checked, explosions do injure people.
Well, I'd like to hear your ideas.
We've got an idea of how to take down the Vale Street one. Like we said, there's an infestation of undead, and it's bringing unwanted attention to the place.
Perfect.
If we get the guards to check it out and check out the warehouse, I can say I went in there, took down some of the undead, but before we could, guards found a way in, and I had to escape.
So you're going to go tell the guards about the undead?
There's something we should discuss with you. Do you think it's the best idea to lure them to the nest of these creatures, and by extension to the smuggler's den? Or should we let the creatures escape in the hopes that someone else will warn them?
I don't like the thought of undead anyway, so I don't know how safe it would be to let undead roam the streets.
It came to me when you was taking me out the sewers. We come out the sewers, I'm all beaten up, attacked from the undead. You run to the guards. We tell them there's undeads in the sewers, and they came out and attacked me. And guards go in, check it out. They find the warehouse. It's been taken down. Potentially been taken down.
Okay. Good work. We might need to see if we can gather as many guards as possible, though. Warn as many as possible. There's quite a few men in there they would have to fight. Or arrest. Daira, what do you think?
She's not there. It's
Alright. Oh, not Daira, sorry. Aria.
I think it's complicated, to be honest.
oh, god damn it.
We're in a fine mess.
We don't have much time.
No.
Anyone opposed to going to the swamps?
I think it's a good backup.
Zeros is quite nice in the winter.
Is that the equivalent of like crossing to Mexico? Just like going to the swamps?
I just don't think we should put the bounty on our own heads.
At that point we will have annoyed both the Hound and Mayfly.
Which
Maybe
sounds like
not.
it could be quite close to happening.
Yes. It wants us to take these down with no deaths.
Discretion. We haven't killed anyone yet.
How else would we take down Gorge Square? It's heavily guarded.
Yes, there is a lot of men.
I think that one might be the one we have to take out second. Well, we should probably focus on taking down one warehouse first.
There is exposure.
If one the problem is if one goes down, the other one is their only warehouse left. They'll increase security.
And that's when we can go into your plan. Vale Street gets taken out by guards. I say I was taking out the undead.
You get transferred because of the bear threat.
I'll get
Or
taken.
we get inside.
And I'll say
I mean,
I hired more people.
Bear threat?
Wait, what? Bear threat?
yes, it's code for Fenrix. They're calling him the bear.
The
The
bear.
bear.
The bear is because he's bigger than the hound. He's making a gang.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll for insight on that too.
Fucking hell.
No, we have to
18.
roll deception.
18.
Deception?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I believe him.
10.
Why would you ever doubt threat?
Back me up. Can you back me up as well?
You beat me, and your shortest minus. What was your deception?
19.
You've just beaten me. We'll never know. I think they're telling the truth.
That's
In hell.
That seems logical.
Fenrix is starting his own.
That seems like such an unoriginal name. The
Yeah,
bear.
the hound.
Oh.
Okay, here's a plan. We take down. Fuck's sake.
Very well.
We
Broken me.
That wasn't even. I didn't even do that on purpose. That was literally like a slip. Me saying bear.
It's so threats.
But you are just right.
I regret to inform I am.
So
Okay.
we take down the warehouse in View Streets. I take out some of the undead, but not before the guards noticed, for some reason or another.
And then the Fenric problem.
And then I can have a meeting with the lady. Maybe next day, maybe I get summoned, whatever. I get transferred to the only warehouse left and say I will hire help with me. You guys.
Perhaps as well, when you meet this Camilla, if Fenrix is for some reason attacking all these places, you spread more rumours about him and throw more suspicion off us.
Do that
This
as
could
well.
potentially lure out the hound.
That is also true. And then, I guess, once we're in the other warehouse, explosions seem like a logical way to
Did
get
we talk to
everyone.
Mayfly before this?
Yeah, we
Warn
can
him
get
it
this
might be going
advice.
Perhaps
But also, explosions can be used to get everyone out of it.
Mayfly
That's true.
seemed that he didn't know anything about what was inside.
No.
I think perhaps it's a good idea to find out what we're actually dealing with when we're in there.
Unfortunately, when we were in there, we couldn't see much. It was all in the crates.
Alright, so
But they have a lot of guards, so it's
A lot,
important
yes.
goods.
so how are we going to take down the warehouse in Vale Street then?
The guards.
So are we leading them
I,
to the undead, or are
yes.
we?
I think lead them. We don't want it tracing back to you.
I think your idea of being attacked might be.
Yes, tell them there's deep inside there's a nest.
Me and Aria.
Make sure you say deep.
I would show them the way to where the warehouse is, and then they come going through the sewers, I guess, to the warehouse.
We need to raise suspicion about the warehouse
Yes.
for them to inspect it.
And like I said, it
Undead in
is
the warehouse?
imperative we are not seen together.
Sure. Alright, so we need to raise suspicion about the warehouse, lead them to the undead, they find their way into the warehouse, and then go from there. Okay, I guess we're going to wait until night then?
Yeah.
I think perhaps yes. We should wait till night. But she didn't Camilla say that there was going to be more guards at night?
No frisk.
Yes.
Didn't you say that Camilla?
And now, if you tell Camilla about Fenrix and his bears,
If we get Vale Street done today, it gives us good opportunity to move in on Gorge the following.
Alright, Vale Street it is then. Right now?
Let's do it.
Should we take a short rest, considering I'm the only one that took damage actually?
No, I took that.
Yeah, but as a bear.
Perhaps.
No, as a risk as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Perhaps you two seem like you've been through a lot. Let's just rest here for a bit.
Is it a short or you can't do a long rest because it's too soon.
You can't do a long. Well,
No.
it'll be
Yeah, it's
8
not-
hours.
yeah.
For a long rest, it'll be a night time. So
It needs to be a short rest.
Short
I'm
rest.
gonna
roll some hit dice.
I'm gonna roll some
Oh,
hit dice.
Okay.
I can do.
I'm gonna keep your spell. Keep
Keep it.
your
your
spells.
spell.
Yeah, we'll just roll some hit dice.
So,
Yeah, fair.
we're gonna end the session
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
a fucking session.
We have our plan.
We have a plan. I wanted to try and bring it so there was a position of being able to
Yeah, perfect.
end
We've got to
it
remember
without you
this
guys
for
can still be
after the
attacked.
break.
Next
haven't we?
week we'll have two talkers. So
It's a Christmas special.
Ellie's gonna come back
Yeah,
and
no,
be
not
like,
next week,
"What
it's
the
after.
fuck happened?"
Oh no, I think we're having a
Yeah,
break till
after-
after Christmas.
Yeah,
as well.
after Christmas is when we're gonna have.
So
I
the
think
week
'cause
after the
a
week
lot of
after.
people are away, and it's just better to
Yeah.
try and
Yeah.
save it.
God.
I don't know what.
It's
they-
a
I'll
good
look into
setup for the next
It
season.
is.
Maybe we'll
Yeah,
have an
that's like-
actual plan.
It's quite
But
a lot.
luckily, thank God that this all happened today because it means that I now
You
have
have a
like
long-
month to
Yeah, what's
try
There's
and
a lot
go,
of layers.
What?
Now. There's so many layers. How did we make so many strands?
Our plan went off okay.
No, but this is a good new plan.
It's
The
good.
whole,
The-
the whole
The
Fenrix.
heat isn't on us; it's on Fenrix.
Fenrix.
Oh, I
And-
can't believe we
it's
fucking
bad.
believe
Though,
this
still,
shit.
and you, they saw you.
No, I'm the witch who's working with Fenrix.
Yeah, but they still saw Frisk.
Yeah, but I could be just. I just can't be seen with you.
Yeah, we just can't have him
Yeah, okay.
visible as lizard folk.
I think I've got a way to do the plan.
Cool.
I come out as undead to the guards. You've got disguised person.
Sure, yeah.
You can come running in with the other guards. They
Yeah.
go in, sort the undead problem out, and you go, what's going on out there?
Mm.
And lead them to the warehouse.
God, what a fucking session.
That was really
exhilarating. That was
exciting.
exhilarating.
That was fucking
Yeah.
stressful.
I'm sorry you had to do this and
I like it went from like
being this
just
ill.
one where we're
I know,
just
I'm
like
trying to think,
undead,
and all
kill,
the time
kill,
I'm like,
kill,
oh my God, my
easily
nose is
do
so
it,
bummed
and
up that
almost
my
help
head's
them
not-
to
thinking as well.
Bear! And Frisk almost dying.
Well, you know what? It's like that meme where it goes, it's like, oh man, like Alistair ran into the dock and like really almost like helped the bad guys by killing all the dudes, and then Frisk's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, that was funny.
I totally had a brain fart when the undead started attacking me. I was just like, oh yeah,
Why did I think that was
We
a
don't
good
want
idea?
to kill them.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I realised after I did it, and by that time I've already taken out 3 of them, so I was like, fuck it.
That just was not a good idea. I don't know what my thought process was behind that.
Your thought process was
I
I
am
am
Frisk.
Frisk.
Yeah. I guess I thought I would.
You're so method that Frisk is starting to become your dominant personality.
Just in general as well, I'm feeling it. Okay, I haven't actually ended the thing yet, so
Oh yeah.
Will bends
see
up.
you after Christmas!
See you after Christmas, or maybe
Bye.
before. Maybe before.
Or maybe before, because we might do a little one shot
Might
of
do
that
a wee
Star
Star Wars.
Wars.
I'm really considering this. I've been sitting here and I've had some ideas already.
Oh wow.
So the characters of the Alistair, Frisk, Rusty, Aria, Daira maybe, and Kensei will all see you after Christmas.
Yeah, so I'll see you after
Charlie.
Christmas.
We may see you in the outer rim.
And then you'll
And
be...
in the new year. In the new year.
That's
Yeah.
oh no, the
So,
Outlaws got that shit.
hopefully.
Hopefully the
No,
plan will
yeah,
I was
well,
going to say
hopefully
we
the
call
plan
it
will
the
work,
Outer Rim.
so-
but-
Bye!
Bye.